Okay, now we are live, so now you can say something to the people.
Why is the Star Wars fan base absolutely the most bipolar, worst fan base imaginable?
It's up there.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Because at one minute it's like when Ahsoka came out, every episode we're like, we're back. This is it. Like Star Wars is saved. All hail Dave Filoni. And now, like the Mando announcement, Mando was never good. It was good in season one, but like we don't need a movie. It sucks now. Kathleen Kennedy, she's a woman. It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up, Star Wars theory guy. All right? Just because you have a Luke Skywalker tattoo doesn't make you the arbiter of Star Wars. It just makes
you don't own it. It's not yours to own.
Yeah. And neither is, Mark Hamill's face. So
No,
maybe
exactly.
ask permission before you use AI to generate
Yeah.
stuff. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This fan base, let me tell you. You know what fan base is the best fan base though?
Ours?
That's right.
Ours is pretty good.
Ours is gosh dang great. And this is our game of the year extravaganza. We are here to decide what game is our game of the year for 2023. Are you
boy.
Are you pumped, Kyle?
I'm excited to finally just let it all out.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't think Oh, thank you, two pad stack. Sounds good. We'll wait for Kyle's mic to start buzzing. Let's hope it doesn't.
Speaking of,
yeah,
I gotta send you a new one.
a new one. What?
A new aux cable.
Oh, cable. Gotcha. Because I think we've, in passing, talked about maybe a game of the year or our favorite game. And I'll let everyone know here.
Yeah.
I'm walking into the Platties. I don't know what my game of the year is yet. So when we get to that category, it's going to, during that conversation, I will come to a realization.
Or what if you don't come to the realization?
Then, listen, if I pick, here's how crazy that is for me to say. Is because I'm pretty sure you're locked in on yours.
Yes. I just don't know what my second favorite game of the year
That's
is.
totally fine. But if I pick something different, then it's up to the community vote to name our game of the year.
That is true. Well,
so that is the crazy part. Not that I don't trust y'all, and I will abide by it.
Guys.
But
I don't trust you guys.
It's just wild to think. What our nominees though? I can think of that being my game of the year for every single one of them. That's where it's kind of tough.
Yeah, I think this year, I mean, any game could be your game of the year. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not stressing. I'm not stressed about who wins because every game that came out this year or last year was amazing. So yeah, I'm not stressed. Surprisingly enough, Kyle, if you could though, can you pop open the show notes for me and just put in the lower third? It's our game of the year show. Just because I don't have the notes up yet.
In what lower third? I'm sorry?
Like the last paragraph of our intro. So it's
our,
you know how you usually do?
Got it. I didn't know if you were going to do your own separate intro.
Nah, I'm good. That said, I had some coffee a few hours ago. I'm scared it's going to wean. Like I'm going to be.
That's why I got the Celsius cracked.
All energy now.
I'm ready to go.
Now, did you hear that there is a ingredient to like energy drinks like Red Bull and Celsius that help you live longer?
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like keep your youthful charm.
Maybe that's why I'm still a babyface.
I mean,
because don't get me started with the age I turned this year. It makes me so sad.
69.
Yep.
Nice. It's nice. All right, I'm almost ready, y'all. I'm almost ready.
What a diva this guy is, you know?
Well, listen, we said we were gonna wear suits. I'm over here rocking the Phil.
I got dressed up. I have a nice flannel on.
You could have had a tie.
You could have had a tie. What are you talking about?
I'm rocking the blazer, the shirt. It's saying I'm a capital G gamer, dude.
Oh yeah, the Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam, Last of Us.
Yeah.
You know, clicker. It's like I'm a capital G gamer. Anybody, everybody, and anybody out there, please hit like, hit share this out on the Twitter sphere. It really does help us out, and it tells people that we're live, and more people join, and more people celebrate, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I happen to think I look very presentable right now.
No, you do.
So, well, it didn't sound like you did.
You do.
Trying to shame me for my clothing choice. I don't think I own a suit jacket.
You don't own a blazer?
No.
Oh my goodness.
Once I stopped teaching, I just donated it all because I didn't need it. It's like, get this out of my sight. I like to dress up, though. Thank you,
yeah?
Strubles. Kyle over here with a banger of an outfit. Looking dapper as hell. Joe's just missing the clown makeup. That's what I'm talking about.
Damn.
Also,
Damn.
a little before we get into the platties, and Joe, I need you to be silent this entire time. Don't say anything, okay? Joe and I decided to do Christmas gifts. I sent him a very lovely gift. And later, yes, I think it was yesterday, I text him, oh, I see it was delivered. And this man goes, oh, yeah, I opened it. I loved it. It was great. That's how much he loves me and the fact that I thought of him enough to buy him a very cool gift.
Very cool. It's very cool.
But he didn't even have the time out of his day to text me, hey, Kyle, thanks, until I brought it up that it was delivered to make sure that it went to my best friend, Joseph Moran.
If I can't tell you on the air what I was doing, because work related, don't be perverted, and then you'd be like, oh, I understand. But it was not like yesterday was a lot at once. Let's just say that.
Okay.
So like I didn't have it, but I'm very grateful. I love it.
Sure,
it's great. It's it's a little Elden Ring.
It's a little Elden Ring.
Yeah, it's a little Elden Ring.
I got him an Elden Ring D-Make on the Game Boy that you can actually play.
And I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool. Like it's an actual D-Make.
Yeah.
So like I'm actually curious. We got like a Game Boy Color downstairs.
Sure.
That works. And so I'm gonna plug it in. I'm gonna see what a D-Make's all about, you know?
Cool. Let me hold up my gift that Joe got me. It's right here. My hand. It's nothing. There's nothing here. Huh? What happened? What happened? Huh?
My presence is the gift.
Hello, everybody in chat. How we doing? Oh, I need to actually sit down and play Bloodborne Kart.
Why do I care so much, Kyle?
Of
putting out a tweet that like no one's gonna read because it's, you know, it's Elon's app. You know what I mean? You put a link in there. No one's gonna see it because Elon killed this app. Why do I do it?
Because you have integrity. Just think that anything you tweet is better than his bowling strike animation gif that he tweeted yesterday.
What was
Did you
it?
not see that?
No.
I retweeted it with the same joke, so you can look it up if you want. It's this really awful looking purple panther clawing at the screen and then leaving the new Twitter logo. It looks like a bowling animation from the 1990s. It's awful.
I don't like that. All right, there you go. I feel confident.
Okay.
And now I'm saying it with gusto. I'm ready to go live. Are you ready to go live?
I'm ready to remain live, but I'm ready to do the show.
I mean, like, you ready for you ready for the show?
I'm ready. Chat,
Are you ready to rock?
I'm gonna go over into the intro, then we'll see you in exactly 16 seconds.
no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 358 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. And speaking of greatest, it's the Platties time, our Game of the Year show where you can find us live each and every Wednesday over at youtube.com/PS Trophy Room. We are breaking down all the games that defined 2023, over 29 categories. We are running off, all voted on by you, the viewer, the listener. And we're going to finally find out what is the definitive Game of the Year for the Trophy Room for 2023. Alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk about the games that we played in 2023. There's a lot to choose from. I think we have a great list of nominations, and I'm excited to just celebrate video games.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited, man. It's finally time. It's finally, and by the way, I just realized I forgot to hit record.
You.
It's the first time ever, and it had to be on our award show. You know?
Do I have to redo the intro on YouTube side of things, or are you just gonna?
Let's do it.
All right, chat. We'll be back in 16 seconds.
Oh, wait, no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 358 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where me and my best friend Kyle talk about the latest, the greatest in all things PlayStation. And speaking of greatest, it's the Platties time. That's right, the Platties 2023, our Game of the Year award show where we break down over 60 plus games, over 29 plus categories, and we figure out what is the definitive Game of the Year for the Trophy Room podcast. And alongside me, the greatest co-host, whoever is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
I'm getting some deja vu here. I feel great. I'm excited to celebrate 2023 in games. A lot of great games to choose from. I think we have a great list of nominees. And video games are awesome, and excited to just celebrate.
Yep. And I'm excited to celebrate with everybody. First off, we're live in chat, so thank you everybody for coming on out, tuning in, and celebrating video games with us. And I'm just excited to just talk about and have just a show where we're just talking about and gushing it over video games.
Yeah.
You know? So it feels nice. So no news, this week. It's all about the awards, and we're dressed to the nines. Kyle is literally, listeners, take my word for it, he's wearing a tuxedo. He's dressed like Tom from Tom and Jerry. Little tuxedo. He looks adorable. Even the whiskers. It's out there.
I'll take it.
And do I know which one's the difference between Tom and Jerry? The mouse. The mouse is Tom. Right?
Is it? I think Jerry's the mouse. Tom the cat. Like Tomcat?
This is how I found out I think I was dyslexic at a young age. It always escapes me.
I could be wrong. I'm making that up right now on the spot.
I don't know. Someone in the chat, let us know. Who's the mouse?
You know what? First Platty of the year. Who's the mouse?
Yeah, who's the mouse? That'll be the first Platty we're giving out. I'm dressed up, and I'm dressed to the tees. I'm rocking the Phil. That means I'm wearing a nice blazer. I'm wearing a nice, tee of a video game.
Yep, but it's not a tee hinting at anything.
No.
It's not an unveiling or a special.
It's not Last of Us factions. It's just a Last of Us shirt,
Thank you, Stingray in chat. Yes, the first Plat of the year. Tom is the cat. So congrats,
so I was
Tom.
Right.
Congrats.
That's right. Right? Was I?
No, you weren't.
God damn it. That said, no starter question. I pretty much want to just get right into it, but I first and foremost want to shout out our patrons over at patreon.com that made this show possible. I want to thank our newest members, Randy Hale at the Platinum tiers. I want to thank AJ the Turtle, UAGB at the Bronze tier, Delicious Morsels at the Bronze tier. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. I want to thank our Platinum members, Jay Shea, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger D, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Millennial Falcon Gaming, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, Bertos Maximus, Chris Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Chris the Wizard, Solo, Liam Russ, Silk Cannon, Decimine, Jada Svan Medal, Mitchell Gramlin, Liam Rust, and Jonas Young. I want to thank our gold members, Cypher Primus, Doth, Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, The Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsasaur, Astronaut Jr., Winter Gamer, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Brunty Blob, Bubble Boy N7, Captain Logan, Final Fan XZ, Hambone, JD Dillinger, M9 Prime, Stone Cold E.T., Tino Six Speed, N Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Spam and Bamman, Matthew King, the Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Rick Davis, Black Mavericks, and the Lord Commander. Sonny, it's like we say each and every week. It's the reason your generosity is the reason we keep the lights on. It's the reason why we look so good. We sound so great. It's the reason why there's no Manscaped ads. It's your generosity that keeps the lights on, keeps this show going. And honestly, as we're celebrating 2023, if we got you through this year, it really does mean a lot. Even if it's just a one-time thing of $1, it greatly helps. So thank you all so very much. That said, Kyle, it is time to square up this award show. So
let's do it.
We're gonna do it in a special way. Kyle has no idea.
Nope.
About any of the winners.
I don't know what I'm even doing here.
Same. No, I'm kidding. You're to keep the show together. You know, this show doesn't go without you. I don't know any of the winners or the losers of the show at all.
Yep.
I have the award show like winners right here. I think it's a puppy. She's squeaky. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I have the list of nominees and the list of winners here, so I'm finding out as we're reading them here live on the show. So, with that said, Kyle, are you ready for the first category? So,
I definitely am, and we're going from bottom to top, right? From the
that's right.
Okay.
We're not starting with Game of the Year.
Yeah, no. What, we're not amateurs. We know.
That's right.
We know the tension.
So, if you haven't noticed, for the past month, I've been asking y'all, please go over and vote on this award show. Link in the comments and all that jazz. Y'all did the thing. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day, voting on all these categories. Yes, Kyle Stevenson.
How many votes did we get?
We got over 200 votes because Twitter really killed us this year.
Hey, 200 is still great.
No, it is still great. It's a bit of a bummer because last year we had over 2,000. And so it actually goes to show how much Twitter really did nuke the link.
Fair.
So that said, it's time to get into category number 1. Now,
let's go.
Everybody, you are the deciding factor. If Kyle and I cannot agree on a category, you are going to be the one that picks the winner of each category. You are the tie-breaking vote. So with that said, it's time to get into the first category, that is Best Audio Design. And as the quote here, building the tension outside of score, games that convey emotion through audio elements. Ooh-wee, look at me, Joe.
And
Did I write that? I have no idea.
Huh? And the nominees are Alan Wake, Remedy Entertainment, Liza P, NeoWiz Games and Round 8 Studio, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Capcom, and Dead Space Remake from Motive Studio. I also cannot promise I can find this voice later, so enjoy it while it's here.
So, Kyle, in these list of nominees, what is the winner here? What is your game that has the best audio?
This one is a no-brainer in my eyes. All great at what they do. All games where... And people who listen to the Turf Room know, I don't game with a headset. I'm weird. Yeah. I get it. But each of these four, I have taken note at just how great this game sounds. And it's not just the music or the score. It's like doing movements in game, the environment, how it builds the tension, the ambiance. They all do an amazing job. But to me, and we've said it on podcasts ever since we played the game, Alan Wake. Just hearing that as you're going through the levels and just how spooky and creepy it is, and the sound of like the lights coming on and off, like the buzzing feeling, and the way the guns sound, the way you're walking through the forest, just how sometimes the audio gets like deafened in certain parts of the game. I just think like Alan Wake 2 is top notch for the year in 2023 when it comes to audio design.
Honestly, I'm right there with you for everything you just said. It doesn't stop getting creepy when you're walking through this haunted like New York City and you're just hearing, Alan Wake, where are you, Alan Wake? And you're like, where are you, creepy voice? I don't like you one bit. And it makes you ever so nervous about like the shadows that are like creeping around you, literally. And you're right, like there are times where it's like, listen, music is there when it needs to be. It's all about the little sounds within the environment that get you second guessing what is around you, not even behind you, just what is around you. Like thinking of when I'm Senua and I'm hearing growling,
Saga.
I'm like, sorry, I said Senua.
But that's a good, I get where you're coming from.
Because it's a lot of Norse elements. Like when I'm Saga and I'm hearing like the growling, I'm like, oh, where is that? Where's that wolf?
I also think of like the first time you run into Scratch.
Yes.
And you're running away from him, and just the overwhelming assault of noise coming at you as you're chasing away. It adds to it. It had that like it raised the hairs on the back of my neck because it felt like something was right behind me chasing me.
Yeah. It builds that sense of dread so damn well. And the audience agreed with a whopping 47% of y'all also said Alan Wake Remedy Entertainment taking the first win of the night for best audio design. Runner up, Dead Space Remake.
I was gonna say shout out to Dead Space Remake for similar kind of things. Of like hearing the necromorphs in the dark, and just when a vent breaks open when you walk into a room, and you're suddenly like, oh my god, where? It's and the similar thing of like, it's a very specific thing. But it ticks the it raises the dopamine levels in my brain. Is healing and hearing the sound of your suit go up. Just that small little thing when you hit a health item. I think I really, really love.
Yeah, and then runner up for that is in third place, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Duh, no brainer.
Duh.
No, and it goes to show. Yeah, I think survival horror games automatically have like that edge because a lot of the scares, it's about the sound. It's about things that are creeping up to you, you know? That said, our next nominee, because the thing that I wanted with this show was I wanted us to have fun categories. You know, I wanted to have things that are outside the box. And this one is kind of the birth of that. So shout out to the OG, the best use of the dual sense controller, games that take advantage of the PS5 controller. We're talking the sounds, we're talking the haptics, we're talking about them triggers, games that are all about that dual sense. Our favorite controller. So Kyle,
let me try to find the voice. Let me try to find it again.
You got it.
And the nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Hogwarts Legacy, Portkey Games, Horizon, Call of the Mountain from Firesprite, Mortal Kombat 1, NetherRealm Studios, Liza P, NeoWiz Games, and Round 8 Studio, and Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores from Guerrilla Games.
Ooh, you found it. You found it.
Hey, I found it. Hey, maybe I have a voice on the show? What? It's crazy.
We
only took 5 years.
I know, but we got it. We got there. Kyle. What's the winner here?
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I'll be completely honest with you.
Tell me
Unlike
about it.
previous years, there's not one where I see it and like is hitting me over the head like this is
Mm,
the answer. I feel like
mm.
this may be quote unquote the least exciting year for DualSense features.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe I'm just used to it and nothing is like really blowing my socks off, but
Right.
um I think I gotta go with Spider-Man.
Really?
I think the feeling of swinging around the city and the triggers when you get to that certain point
Yeah.
where you do feel like the click and it just feels like you're in a rhythm, just like
Yeah.
Spidey does swinging around. I think that's kind of what I have to go with.
Okay. I think Spider-Man's DualSense features were far better than like the remastered or Miles Morales. I think they're a very big upgrade, and even just like not even just when you're swinging, but like when you're gliding through the air, it does a really good job of taking advantage of the vibration. So even when certain characters are talking to you in the controller, i.e., Venom. That is
It's a good point.
awesome. And I think it's a great implementation of the controller. So, yeah, Spider-Man, great pick. I am gonna be the person that disagrees here,
Fair.
and I'll take the heat for this one. Don't worry. Uh, Hogwarts Legacy, man. I actually think for a third-party game, not even just for a third-party game, just a game in general, this takes some of the best implementations of the DualSense since I think Returnal. Feeling each magic type as you're pressing and holding down the R2 to kind of release, like it felt really rewarding, and it really did feel like I was casting spells. Like the DualSense was my wand. So to hear all the spells out of the controller, to feel like a fireball, I would have to say Hogwarts Legacy would take it for me, with a close runner up being Horizon Call of the Mountain, because Call of the Mountain is fantastic. So yeah, and it's all about the Move controllers because it's all VR. So that said, Kyle, who do you think logically is going to take it?
Like what the community voted on?
Yeah, what do you think?
I feel like out of all of these, I feel most people played Spider-Man, so I'm gonna say Spider-Man.
Fair. And with a whopping, Kyle, 53.7% of the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh wee. Spider-Man 2 wins. Best use of the DualSense controller. Congratulations, Insomniac, of course. We should have winter music. We should have sweet violins.
Next year.
A cello, perhaps. We'll get Flute Guy from the award show.
I think
Maybe
he's above our
stops by.
budget.
I don't know, man. I think I think it's more about money that to him. I think it's
Fair,
about
fair.
the feeling. You know?
I do want to highlight my second choice of Burning Shores.
Oh, okay.
Because it does everything that Forbidden West did that I loved last year, and it just. This sounds contradictory for me voting for Spider-Man, but it's very similar into what Forbidden West did.
Okay.
So maybe I wanted to do Spider-Man for like a different feeling for this year for this category.
Fair enough.
Kind of situation.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. I just looked at this next category, and I think it's going to tell me. I think this is going to tell me the bloodbath that we are awaiting for ourselves here.
You think so?
Okay. Yeah. We came out with some heavy hitters first. Best storytelling, because sometimes it's all about a great story. Take it away, Kyle. What are the nominees for best storytelling?
The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, A Space for the Unbound, Mojigan Studio, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Respawn Entertainment, Venba from Visai Games, Sea of Stars from Sabotage Studio, and Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty from CD Projekt Red.
Ooh, Kyle.
Don't do
I
this
mean,
to me.
here's the thing: we're all about, for us, our slant is that we're kind of all about the narrative. Like,
Yeah.
if a game has a really good narrative, chances are it may be our game of the year.
Yeah.
There are 3 games in here I think peak out, at least to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's Spider-Man, Alan Wake, and Baldur's Gate.
Sure.
So, you tell me, Kyle. Out of all the games here, what is the best story, good sir?
So out of all of these, the only one I did not play was Phantom Liberty. So
Okay.
that's not part of my decision making when it comes
Fair.
to this. I have.
Neither was the audience's, I'm going to be honest.
Okay, fair. I did play and beat every single one of these other games, so
That's awesome.
I do know a little bit about the storytelling that is happening here. I love Venba's take of storytelling, where it's a game where you're telling a story through food and learning about your family through cooking food and learning about your characters and more about yourself. In a beautiful game. More people should play Venba. Please play Venba. Sea of Stars is one of the best retro RPGs ever made by Sabotage. I fell in love with Garl. I see myself as Garl, as pompous as that might be. I feel like Garl is one of the best characters of the year. And his story, his arc, as well as why am I blanking on her name? Your other
Valeria?
Is it Valeria or
Yes, that's how I said it.
Sure, let's go with it until I can search it up. I love her arc as well. Sea of Stars is great. Jedi Survivor didn't love the story. I can appreciate Valere. Thank you, Marcus.
There you go.
Or Valerie. Didn't love Survivor's story. There are great moments in it for sure. Just wasn't my jam, unfortunately.
Okay, I'll fight you.
That's fine.
That's
You can fight me. That's totally fair. I think the outlier for you, and the one that I knew you were like even hesitant to even put this on this list, but I made damn sure it was a part of it. A Space for the Unbound is a special, special game. The story it tells is important. It might not be for everybody. It is a heavy story about anxiety, depression, loss, imposter syndrome, and it's wrapped up in a beautiful slice of life of Indonesian culture, and it's really, really good. Please play that game. Yeah. But for me, I think it's down to the last 3, like you said. I won't lie. I was just leading up to the.
I don't know. Listen, I like your storytelling right here now.
I honestly, and again, this is no shade to this game. I think out of the last 3, I think Spider-Man's might be the weakest.
Okay.
And still strong. I love Peter's arc. I love Miles' arc. I like all the characters' arcs, even Harry. Like I think what Insomniac did to tell a familiar story in a different way, I think I absolutely love how they did it. And shout out to Craven without spoiling it. One of my favorite arcs in the whole game. Craven's great.
Yeah.
And here's where it comes down. Is it more of a recency bias because I spent all of my vacation playing Baldur's Gate 3, and as soon as I put the controller down after 100 and some hours, look at how all the story bits that I missed and characters that I didn't run into, and the fact that my version of Baldur's Gate is different from yours, it's different from the next one, the next person after that, and it all comes down to story. Who's in your party?
Yep.
Like, are you evil? Are you good? Did you break your oath if you're a paladin? If you're a druid?
Oh, more like, when did you break your oath? If you're
I broke it very late, actually.
Oh, wow.
I was very true. I was very true to the paladin ways. And I just I'm in love with what Larian did. Yeah. But I can't overlook Remedy's Alan Wake 2 storytelling. The way it told its story. Hopping between characters. Different point of views between chapters. At will, you can do it in any order you want. The pieces of the manuscript you picked up that kind of give you hints as to what the story is going to be running into the different types of characters, listening to the radio, the infomercials, learning more about the world and more about Alan as a character. It's and being introduced to Saga, who is a stellar character. I think my vote's gonna go Alan Wake 2, barely over Baldur's Gate. Barely over Baldur's Gate.
Holy crap.
I know. It's a curveball. Again, I walked into this not being said on any of my answers. So that was on the fly.
So Kyle, I think we may have even broken Howie. I'll tell you in a second. Because this is going to be wild. For me, first off, I do want to give a shout out and honorable mention to Jedi Survivor. Yeah. Jedi Survivor is, for me, the best Star Wars game, the best Star Wars story in a video game. The way it tackles themes of like light, dark, and the shade of gray, I think it does it better than, honestly, mainline Star Wars. Looking at you, Last Jedi. So, for me, I want to give a big shout out to Jedi Survivor. But you're right. It all comes down to the final three. And all three of these narratives are incredible. Like Spider-Man, how it makes every single character story are interwoven with each other. They're all, they all have these incredible arcs that just somehow just crescendo so well. You take a look at Alan Wake, that is telling a really complex kind of murder mystery-esque, with this specter element, this foreboding, supernatural element. And making it easy and digestible for folks that are new to the series and giving fans of old something to hold on to as well and going, oh, wow, this is a brilliant continuation. It's awesome. Baldur's Gate 3 is a video game, though, that's all about story, and it's all about crafting your story. It's all about a D&D experience. So for me, I was amazed at, and I think the thing that kind of broke my brain was how, Larian sets up what you think is a linear experience, this linear story. But as you get into it, you're molding the story into something that you want it to be. And it plays into whatever your fantasy is, whether it's for a challenge. I want to kill everybody in the map. You could do that. Or you want to fulfill like a power fantasy of like being this huge, strong, noble warrior, or just being a, piece of crap rogue and all about yourself and, like honor amongst thieves, all that stuff. Like Baldur's Gate rewards you for that. To me, I think, some of the best dialogue I've had in games is in Baldur's Gate. Even down to like just talking to animals. You could hold some pretty great conversations in that game that, better conversations that I've had in most games this year. So I'm thinking about like,
I take my vote back. I'm going Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Cause I'm kind of glad you did, because to me, like Baldur's Gate is like, dude, it's written so well. I gave a shit about every character, even Will, and he's a goody two shoes.
Don't you dare disrespect Will.
But like in their stories and their arcs, especially Shadowheart's, like,
yeah, I think the reason why I switched while you were talking about it, I remembered the way that my story with Karlach ended, and how heartbroken and happy at the same time that the way that ended. I can't think of enough, and that was solely because of what I did in the game. My choices really kind of molded what happened, and
the demon to save the world, like, and that was something I chose to do. Baldur's Gate 3 takes it. This is why I said this is gonna be crazy.
Oh, was it gonna be a 3-way tie?
Kyle, it was a 2-way tie between Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man.
Oh no, really?
It was in again 27.2% Baldur's Gate, 27.2% Spider-Man, and 21% Alan Wake.
Wow.
Dude, this is gonna be a bloodbath. So yeah, I think storytelling for me, honestly, if I didn't play Baldur's Gate, it would have been Alan Wake. But Baldur's Gate lives and breathes off its story and off its characters.
I also am trying to. I'm trying really hard.
Yeah.
To kind of put myself away from Baldur's Gate when I talk about it because it's still so new. It's like that new feeling, euphoria. Like I haven't come off of the high of finishing Baldur's Gate.
No, I feel you 100% there, because even like, you know, playing or finishing up Alan Wake today, right? I was like, okay, I want to finish this, and even just going, man, am I gonna have recency bias? Because I try to play all the games during holiday break, and that did not work well.
Yeah.
So it's like it is something that I struggle with, but I feel like if the feeling's pure in your heart, you're not gonna have any regrets, you know?
Sure. Still cat in chat, by the way, you can make sure I disrespected Will. With the winky face. No, I think still cat meant like sexy time. Wink, wink.
Okay. Respectfully. And even as Will flirts with you, he did it as respect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like he was trying to court me, not like you know, Asterion.
You know? It's also kind of hard to spoil the game.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you a question, you know, if you don't want to hear hints at any of Baldur's Gate story.
What could be a thing?
Could be? You can leave and come back in like 30 seconds. Did you break his pact?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you do it though?
It would take a podcast.
It'd take a while. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I went around it. I found.
And I think again, now that I'm thinking about it, that is the joy of this game and the way this story is told.
Yeah, and really, I don't believe in like at least the major beats in spoilers in this game, because it's just like, dude, there's like 100 ways of how to invade a goblin village.
Well,
and
that's
they're all
the thing.
correct.
After we did our Fantasy Critic League, I hung out and was talking with Yuna, Green Gorilla, and Solo, and we brought up like Baldur's Gate, and I was like, I didn't realize the goblin camp, you can straight up just poison their drinking well, and everyone will just die from drinking poison, and the combat when you leave the camp is gone because they're all dead because they drink so much. I'm like, oh my god, that would have saved me so many headaches.
But you wouldn't get all that XP, you know? All right.
Yeah.
It's time to talk about best soundtrack, Kyle. Because sometimes it's all about them bops, you know?
It is about them bops. The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment. Goodbye Volcano High from Co-op. Final Fantasy 16 from Square Enix. Chia from Awaseb. Humanity from Enhance. And Sea of Stars from Sabotage Studio. Joe, I'm going to kick it to you first. I want you to go first.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, I'm just going to say, I think this one's a no-brainer, dude. If I'm thinking soundtrack, Alan Wake 2's soundtrack, it's literally probably my most played soundtrack in 2023.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 2024. Like it is. Yeah. Dude, I'm playing it every day as I'm getting to work. You know, like I'm playing Scratch's theme on loop. So Alan Wake 2 for me. I think this is easy.
Yeah, I'm also going Alan Wake here. No disrespect to the other ones because they're all fantastic. Yeah. But playing through Alan Wake without...
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
You're gonna disrespect Final Fantasy 16?
Oh, hold on. Let me get there.
Okay. I'm stunned.
Because Final Fantasy 16 music is top tier.
Yeah.
It is 1B to 1A when it comes to Alan Wake. But playing through Alan Wake, and you can take out the We Sing chapter if you want to. And if you saw the Game Awards, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't, whatever. You take that out of it. What I was not prepared for was at the end of every chapter, it feeling like a TV show, and then a song would come on, and it'd be like the credit sequence. Yeah. And every single time a song came up that I'm pretty sure is unique to the game, like the songs exist for the game,
Yep.
And they all fit the tone of what just happened in the chapter. I'm blanking on the name of the first song after the first chapter. It's the song
it's literally on my Spotify playlist. Let me get it real fast.
It's the song that I've been listening to since I played it and before anybody when I got a code. Thank God. I'm very grateful for that.
Wide Awake.
Thank you.
Or Follow You Into the Dark Side.
There it is. Yep, Follow You Into the Dark. When that was playing, I legit put my controller down, and I was just like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. Top tier moment in games all year was that moment of being like, oh, this is how we're going to do it. Awesome. Cool. Because that also just started. Like, that song came on right after, like, a really cool ending of the chapter. Like, we're just getting into, like, the juicy part of it. Like, oh, man.
Yeah, I did the same. Every single time chapter end, I'm like, all right, let's start the record.
Yeah, I did not skip. I listened to everything.
And like for me, like it's the best introduction to a villain when that song breaks out. I was like, holy this goes so hard. The first lyric goes so incredibly dangerously hard. Like for me it's Alan Wake as well, but I would say a very close second is Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I mean, like, the music only just makes every moment in Final Fantasy better. Yeah. The boss fights are more epic because of the music that is happening while you're fighting these icon fights, which I thought was going to be dumb, but we'll get into it later. Like, they're all great.
Well, listen, it looks like our audience and us, we're going to have some words, because the audience said, overwhelming Final Fantasy 16. Are you high and out of your mind? Is what someone in the radio is yelling right now.
What I'm learning,
yeah,
I don't think enough people who voted played Alan Wake.
They'll change that. It's on sale right now.
Yeah,
fix it. 44% said Final Fantasy 16, followed by Alan Wake 2 with 25%.
Can I ask you a question while we're on it?
Yeah.
I hope at least one person voted for Goodbye Volcano High.
Indeed,
okay,
they did.
It
actually got quite a few.
Good, awesome, because that music's great.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, ready for this one?
Oh, I'm ready. My pick here might shock a lot of people.
All right, I'm gonna take the safe bet on this one, but let's do it. Best game. I've already upset so many people with Alan Wake instead of Final Fantasy 16 that I feel a strong course correct is needed. Best game expansion DLC,
and the nominees are Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, CD Projekt Red, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Separate Ways from Capcom, Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores from Guerrilla Games, and Power Wash Simulator, Final Fantasy VII, and Tomb Raider packs from Future Lab.
All right, Kyle. Best DLC. You said you're going to make a wild left turn. What detour are you taking this on?
I did not really enjoy Separate Ways.
Okay.
Just felt like more RE, which is not a bad thing. Just didn't feel unique enough. I love Burning Shores. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Didn't play Cyberpunk. But the Power Wash Simulator DLC is special.
Oh my God.
That is my vote. Nothing will take away. So here's like the real like heart of the matter, because we're coming up on the anniversary of me getting let go last year around this time.
Fair. Yeah.
And the one game that kept me together through all that is Power Wash Simulator. And the fact that I get to go into some of my favorite game franchises and see those levels in a new, unique way, and objects in a unique way, and get really cool story moments as well as you're just power wash cleaning the guard scorpion and like the Midgar display plate and the Tomb Raider obstacle course. I had such a great time. It is exactly what I needed. It's just like, oh, thank you, Silkana. Yeah, cleaning the bar from Final Fantasy VII. Oh, what a game! Power Wash Simulator. People need to play that game. It's so good. That's my vote.
All right, man. Listen, you're fair to think that way. Now, honestly, if they had the Back to the Future stuff before this, before we made this list, it would be up there. It'd be up there.
Do we know what's in that pack, by the way? Obviously,
I think it's
DeLorean.
the DeLorean.
Please tell me it's the clock tower.
The clock tower.
Yes.
And the train, which is, I'm gonna say something really.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something bold. The train was fucking cool when I was seven years
yeah.
old and I saw the train.
Yeah.
Go into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. That was peak. That was me coming off of peak Thomas the Tank Engine. You're gonna tell me that's not cool?
Okay.
I'm 7. That is the coolest shit imaginable. You know.
Still Canada in chat as well as saying the theater will also be part of it.
Oh, okay.
Because I was hoping like the Under the Sea dance would be there.
Oh my god,
that'd be cool.
That'd be so cool. But no, this goes to me and the audience overrule you.
That's fine.
Cyberpunk 2077. Exactly. I think its story that it's telling is really dang special. I think just the narrative being changed by this DLC alone, by going, hey, this is the rebirth of this game, is special because a lot of people have now seen it for the way I and so many others now see this game as being something truly amazing. So for me, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty takes it, and voters came in with the clutch. 53% of the vote, the majority. Cyberpunk 2077. Congratulations, y'all. Congratulations, CD. I can't wait. And even now they're saying, like, listen, CD this is how bold they're getting. They're like, Phantom Liberty was just a taste of what we really want to do with Cyberpunk. So I'm like, all right, excellent. Let's see it. All right. Kyle, you ready for this one? This one's your category, man.
I feel like I'm going to upset some people here.
And I'm telling you, this one actually wow, this is...
I'm going to upset somebody. And you know what? I don't care because they're all great.
Listen, you get to upset whoever you want to upset because you are the indie guy on the show.
Yeah.
Co-host of 6-1 Indie. So let's do it. Best indie game. Independent studios without funding of major publisher support regardless of size. So Dave the Diver ain't here.
I was about to say before we get into it, what is an indie, Joe? Not a real question. I don't want to get into it. I don't care.
Listen, I will say this. I will shortly say this. This is a question that will need to be defined in the next 2 years.
Sure.
Because I think we're going to see more and more bigger studios that are independent come in and...
I think before we get into the nominees, obviously, I think a lot of indie games that people love are already in that quadruple I category.
Sure.
And like are technically indie, but get 5 times the amount of budget and money backing them to make their games.
Yeah.
It is wild to kind of like when you realize that just how many other smaller indies go overlooked because they don't have the money to market them as much as the bigger games like a Devolver.
Yeah.
So yeah. The nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios.
They are an indie studio. This is an indie game. Self-published.
Technically it is. Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio. Dredge, Black Salt Games. Blasphemous 2, The Game Kitchen. Cocoon, Geometric Interactive. Venba, Visai Games. A Space for the Unbound, Mojigan Studio. Goodbye, Volcano High from Co-op.
Kyle. I need you here, man. I need you here to guide me because a part of me does want to... I mean, like, Baldur's Gate is an indie game.
It is.
By the definition, it's an indie game. But, like, at the same exact time, I want to highlight a team of less than 12. You know what I'm saying?
1,000,000%. Yep.
So it's like I'm at this crossroads because we are coming to this point as an industry where big publishers have less and less importance. We're coming to a point in this industry where, again, big indie studios are coming in here and they are independent. They do not have a publisher. They don't have a, they have outside investors, but they're not an EA or a Ubisoft. But then you also have a team like Cocoon, where it's just like, one or two guys making it and
Yeah.
making it work. So I need your guidance here, man.
Well, I do just want to shout out 3 of these games being their first game.
Oh,
As far
really?
as I know, Dredge is Black Salt Games' first game.
Nice.
Obviously, Cocoon is from a brand new studio, Geometric Interactive. It's their first game, and I believe it's the creator of Venba's first game as well.
Oh, yes.
I could be wrong there. All completely stellar games, and here's where I'm going to start this conversation.
Okay.
I am not picking Baldur's Gate here.
Ooh.
As much as I love it, and I surely do, and I'll get to wax poetic about it later, I want to give an opportunity to highlight another indie in this category.
This. Okay.
I think nominating it was the right choice. It deserves to be nominated, but I'm going about this in like the more strategic way of highlighting another game.
Sure.
So I think, oh boy, because I know if people have listened to the IndieCast last week from 6-1 Indie, they know what my favorite indie of the year is.
Oh.
And right now I'm like, do I pick a different one?
No. I mean, listen, people are gonna bring up your record one day, Kyle.
I know. I've already flip flopped so many times.
All right.
Call me a PacSun outlet store. That was a bad reference. That was a bad.
All right. PacSun's still around?
I don't know. That's why I said it was a bad reference. I don't know if they are.
I got Joe Biden aviators there.
Yeah. A lot of surf shirts and skating shirts.
That's right.
I think I'm just gonna go with what I said on IndieCast. Sea of Stars is one of my favorites of the year, and that is easily, I think, one of the best games made in 2023, and just a love letter to a genre that I love so much. And I think the characters are just phenomenally written. Yeah, like there's maybe a character here and there that I'm not like fully in love with. But to have moments that I didn't see coming and have me weeping for the complete opposite reasons, sadness and happiness hours later, it's so not only just special on an RPG level of like the systems, the art, the music, just maneuvering around the world, like hopping into that little giant and then throwing you across the map, I think is awesome. The combat here is so fun. It's not a typical turn-based. It's like, yes, you are picking actions and you are waiting turns, but you can actively see when the enemy is about to attack. You can then put a plan in place to delay their attacks. And most of the time when you are attacking an enemy, there's more to it than just pressing a button and sitting back. You like press X at the right time to then hit the boomerang back and see how many hits you can get to get every enemy off the board.
Fun.
It's so much
fun, man.
Same thing with Valerie, where she has a poison dart move where she goes through different portals and you have to hit the input button at the right time to keep throwing them. Like it's so interactive, it's so engaging. Sea of Stars is amazing. So that is 1000% my indie of the year.
Yeah, this is definitely a category again. Even smaller outlets like ourselves are going to have to redefine, and the big ones are going to have to also to change, because it's.
Thank you, Silkan. Sarai is what
Sarai.
What I meant.
She's and that's a challenge with Sea of Stars, because like there's so many awesome party members, but it's like, man, I don't want to give up Fire Guy's Fire Arrow, and I mean, Garl's my boy.
Garl's my boy.
Rock Guy's great, but like it's Garl, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm also torn, because again, I like all these games here are great. Venba is a wonderful game. As someone who's a second generation here in the States, my father came straight off the boat with $20 and a dream. My grandpa the same. food is our love language, and Spanish food is the connection, the thing that ties us together. And Venba really spoke to me that way of here's an immigrant family trying to make their way in a new foreign land to them, and they're trying to call it home. Damn, it resonated so darn well. Sea of Stars as well. Sabotage. I mean, making a retro inspired game feel so incredibly modern at the same exact time. Um, they did the damn thing. Baldur's Gate got Hasbro money, you know? That's the thing. I think to me, it's it's like, well, does investment really matter if, again, at the end of the day they are solely independent? Like Larian, give them credit where credit's due. Baldur's Gate 3 was made with their community. And I think that's why I'm giving it to Baldur's Gate, because it
a
is
huge early access success story.
exactly of like, how do we develop a game with our community as they give us tips of what to do and what to solve. So I'm gonna go with Baldur's Gate 3 just on the community element.
Yeah. I do really quickly. The one that I was going back and forth with is Dredge. Yes. I hate fishing in games. I just hate fishing in general. This took over my weekend completely. Yeah. I went in completely blind and had an amazing time at this horror fishing game. Yeah. And everything about it was a great time, from the Resident Evil style inventory kind of management thing where you have to like Tetrisify it, where they have to fit in the right blocks, to the mini games of actually catching the fish and using different apparatuses and going to different biomes and catching these really weird messed up fish called aberrations. And like I keep shouting Still Cannon in the chat because they keep hitting me with great points that I don't want to forget. The one game where I'm like, let me see the bad ending. I think the bad ending is the best ending in the game.
Really?
I love the way the bad ending ends the game and the whole story. I love it so much that the good one, I was like, I hate that. Let me I'm going to live in a world where the bad ending is canon.
Wow.
And another amazing moment of the year too. So shout out to Dredge. I cannot wait for whatever Black Salt Games does next. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. With 35.3% of the vote to Baldur's Gate 3 wins best indie game. Wild. 33.7% went Sea of Stars.
Okay.
And honestly, it just came down to if I just like Sea of Stars ending a little bit more, I think I could have let myself to go.
That is a great point. Because I think, and I wish I was there for the By the Players chat about it. A lot of the really good ending stuff is hidden after credits.
Exactly.
And I love that ending, but I also felt very unsatisfied by the initial ending. So I'm with you.
Yep. All right, Kyle. Next category here. Don't need no explaining. It's best PSVR 2 game. Now, Kyle, you didn't hit the PSVR 2 slopes like I.
Not as much, because my back is in a real bad shape.
That's fair enough. Do you want to abstain from the voting?
No, I do have a vote because I did put a significant time into one of these games.
Fair enough. Then, Kyle, what are the nominees for best PSVR 2 game?
The nominees are Synapse from End Dreams, Horizon Call of the Mountain from Fire Sprite, Before Your Eyes Goodbye World Games, Tentacular from Fire Punch Games, Demio from Resolution Games, and Gran Turismo 7 from Polyphony Digital.
Kyle Stevenson, what is your choice for best PSVR 2 game?
I do just want to talk about it briefly. I played it not on VR, but on PC the year it came out. Before Your Eyes is special. It's just special. I really wish people who have a VR headset and know nothing about this game, I really would like for you to go in blind. Don't look up what it is, just experience what is going to happen to you, because things are going to happen, and just make sure you have tissues nearby. It is a sad game, but in some ways it's kind of a happy sad. It's very cathartic. and healing in certain aspects. One of the best narrative games I think I've ever played. But my vote here is Tentacular.
And I don't think so because I'm hollow inside.
Yeah, you are. You're hollow inside. So I don't count your opinion on that one. My vote goes to Tentacular. It is a fun, goofy time, and the reason why I love VR. You're a giant octopus who thinks you're a human and your adoptive human family, and you go into town on your birthday to get a job, and you need to figure out how to make it in the human world thinking you're human, and everyone treats you like a human, and it's just dumb fun. Like just taking your tentacle hand, reaching out and grabbing like a shipping container, and then just chucking it as far as you can. Like it's just awesome. Fun, just a fun time. I didn't play enough of Horizon. I appreciate what it does. It's definitely a reason to get a VR2. I think I had more fun with Tentacular in my short amount of time I played VR.
I'm gonna start fighting the audience, I think, because I believe there's a clear winner here, and it's not even in the top 3, and I want to fight someone about it.
I know what your vote is. Yeah,
Synapse is incredible, guys. Go play Synapse. What are you guys doing here? Go play Synapse. Okay, you can have Spotify podcast play while you're playing Synapse. You can listen to the show. It's a roguelite in VR, and it does a incredible job of doing that. While David, David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snakes, talking shit in your ear. What more do you want? It's amazing. I love it. I love the art style. Also in the game? Femshep as well. Oh my god, Jennifer Hale.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So like you have these two monologuing in your ear. It's awesome. They're so talented at what they do. I think the art style is so cool, like the monochrome look. And also talking about audio, dude, the runners in this game are terrifying. They scared the shit out of me. Please go away. Stop, please. I love this game. This is a whole lot of fun. Platted it. It's my favorite PSVR 2 title. End Dreams, y'all are the real ones. Synapse is my winner here.
Good choice.
But the audience are real Sony ponies, is what I'm thinking, Kyle. That's what I'm thinking. Horizon Call of the Mountain wins.
Yep.
With 40% of the vote.
Yeah, I could have seen that coming.
Fair enough. And listen, honest to goodness, I think this is like their Half-Life Alyx.
1,000,000%.
You know, this is the temple title that you go and you purchase a VR headset for, and it is gorgeous. And not to speak ill of it either, because like it's a genuinely really fun time. I think the story is also for a VR title pretty darn good, and it ties into the Horizon universe so damn well. It's a really great time, and yeah, it's drop dead gorgeous. So
yeah,
you know what, Horizon Call of the Mountain, I still need to plat you. I know there's three trophies in the way of that, but I think I'm gonna do that.
I don't think I felt cooler in VR this year than reaching back for an arrow,
exactly,
and letting it loose. Like, yeah, it's special. It's very good.
Special. Very special. All right, Kyle.
Is that our winner? We're going with the audience on that one.
Yeah, it was a split decision.
Okay.
It goes to, Fire Sprite.
Congrats.
All right, let's get into this one. Best squad up game. The best game to drop with the boys.
This one I will be abstaining because I didn't play any of these squadding up.
Fair enough.
The nominees are Fortnite from Epic, Apex Legends from Respawn Entertainment, Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, Remnant 2, Gunfire Games, Honkai Star Rail from MiHoYo, and Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment.
Blizzard Entertainment. All right, Kyle, I need you to bring out a coin. We got to introduce a rule.
Okay, I got it.
Because it's me in the audience, I feel like a coin flip is going to be better for you to coin flip, and that's going to be like the winner between the two.
Okay. I have a vote in my head, so okay. I want to hear you try to sway me to your vote.
Ooh, you think it's going to be Fortnite, huh?
No, no, that is not in my head at all.
First off, I do want to give a huge props to Fortnite. I mean, what this game constantly is able to do is beyond me.
The fact that we're witnessing Ready Player One in real life with Fortnite.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I'm giving it to Diablo 4. I think that Diablo 4, the one thing that I don't think it gets enough credit for is, and maybe this is because it's the bare minimum, but like this launched and there were no disconnects. There were some like queue time waits, but like you didn't have like nobody could play on the weekends. Like Blizzard did a great job stressing the servers with all the betas and the alphas that it did prior to, where you had a seamless drop in, drop out multiplayer experience with your friends. And to me, in 2024, it's all about the cooperative experience. And I think for me and my, the group of friends that I play with, it's all about, just being able to shoot the shit while, just letting a horde of demons just have it. So to me, I want to give credit where credit's due to Blizzard, because this is, for a long time, we've been thinking about maybe the death of Blizzard, right? They're not of what they once were. And I think Diablo 4 really changed that narrative of that. And the way that they've taken their community feedback, because season 1 did not go the way that they wanted it to, the way that they've been able to course correct and get the game back on track once it got off the rails a little bit, is awesome to see. So I'm going to give it to Diablo 4 here. I would give it to Baldur's Gate 3, but there are 2 reasons why I'm not giving it to Baldur's Gate 3. One, I did not play Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer. So it would be, I don't know if it's drop in, drop out seamless like that of Diablo, or it's like, hey, here's a dumb code like in a Dark Souls game. And it's not why I'm playing that game. That also, I remember it having a lot of bugs the first month and a half of that multiplayer suite. So to me, I'm going Diablo. I think Diablo should take it.
Okay. Heads your pick, tails the audience pick. Without me knowing what the audience is.
Okay. Heads.
Okay. It is tails.
Wow. Is Baldur Gate gonna sweep these awards?
Oh, Baldur's Gate got it?
Baldur's Gate got it with a whopping 37% of the vote.
I will say something I did not experience, just because that's not what I want to do with narrative games. Everybody that I've watched play co-op in Baldur's Gate just seems like a ton of fun. The way that you can pick up somebody and then throw them at an enemy, like one of your friends, and like make them big so they cause more damage. Yeah. Like you can do that with a an AI CPU buddy, but the fact that it's somebody else that you are throwing and their interaction with each other in clips, whatever, it just seems like the best time. And like during like very heartfelt conversations with other characters, seeing your friends or other people in the background like doing goofy things in like a cutscene, I think is so fun and so unique that we don't see enough of. So I'm totally fine with Baldur's Gate winning.
Fair enough. Kyle, it's time for the best boss fights of 2023. From cinematic to just one more try.
Disclaimer.
Yes.
I wish we played Baldur's Gate before this.
Oh, really?
There's a specific boss that I could have totally included here.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Fair enough.
The nominees are Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon from Software, Spider-Man 2 Insomniac Games, Remnant 2 Gunfire Games, Liza P NeoWiz Games and Round 8 Studio, Final Fantasy 16 from Square Enix, and Resident Evil 4 Remake from Capcom.
Kyle, I mean, to me, it goes down to either Spider-Man or Final Fantasy 16. And I think, to me, I think the cinematic moments, like the cool, the cool moments of Spider-Man, the boss fights are great. The cutscenes are great.
Lizard fight is awesome. You go
the
through
lizard
the
fights,
entire city.
The set piece fights. So
Yeah.
that's the word I wanted to use. Incredible. But dude, Final Fantasy 16. I mean, those boss fights are freaking epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I'm like, easy. This is
Yeah.
the easiest one here. It's Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah. I am going Final Fantasy 16. That is my vote. The Avengers squad up moments that have happened in the later boss fights that I don't think you've experienced yet.
I have not experienced it. No.
Are next, and yeah, they take a while, and I'm so happy. I am so happy. I'm sitting here, the 2023 Platties recorded live in 2024, for me to tell all of you out there, I apologize. I was so wrong about the icon fights. I was so dead wrong. Well, some are better than others.
Yeah.
The spectacle and the way that I was in it and I was focused and just like my jaw was open of like, oh my God, what is going on right now? Some of the best just visual pieces that I've gotten to experience this game, even though there are some times where I'm like, what is happening on the screen? There's a lot of lights, but it's great. I do, however, I want to shout out Liza P. Some of the best boss designs in a game. There are some bosses in there that I think rival some of the From Software bosses in my mind that I have experienced and have given me the same amount of difficulty, but also like the sense of when it clicks, and you're just in the zone. And shout out to the fact that the parry and Liza P can break your enemy's weapons. Like they'll just completely snap in two, and then they can't use them anymore.
You're going. You're sounding like Shocker right now. I'm gonna send him a wire, guys, because everything's gonna be fixed in no time. I'm gonna express it from Amazon. It's gonna be the gold like tip ones too. So like the connection's gonna be like seamless. It's gonna be beautiful. He's gonna sound even better than he once was before. Oh, he's blowing into the connection. That's good. You gotta N64 it sometimes, you know? You gotta make sure the GoldenEye cartridge is working. Yeah, look at that. nothing a little spit in air won't fix.
Not every boss in Liza P are good. There are some, bullshit ones, but some of the designs in there are just absolutely stellar. So I do want to highlight that one.
Yeah. But again, Final Fantasy 16 walks away from it. There's one fight in particular where my jaw, I was just like, my jaw's on the floor. I'm like, this is the most epic thing, and it's like the second boss. You know what I mean? Like it's like, whoa. Yeah. Fun times. All right, Kyle. We're getting into some heavy hitters. Okay. Best.
I'm sorry.
Visual...
audience, who voted? Or was their vote on that one?
Oh, sorry. They also voted Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 clear winner here.
By overwhelming majority.
39.6% of the vote. Second place, Spider-Man with 27%. So yeah, double-digit win. All right. Best visual design, Kyle. Striking in both detail and art direction. What are the nominees?
Again, I wish we played more Baldur's Gate before this category.
Oh, it wouldn't be. For me, it would not even be.
Oh, you're nuts.
Yeah.
The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment. Blasphemous 2, The Game Kitchen. Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment. Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix. Liza P, Neowiz Games and Round 8 Studio. And Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio.
Kyle, you want me to go first or you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Oh my God. I mean, I think this one's pretty clear, though I don't think it's the sexiest pick. I think visually I think visually it's the most like distinct. Like it's like I get the vibe, and that's Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2's visual design it screams that it's in the control verse while it's like you're going through a creepy DMV. It's really dang good. There's something Americana meets 80s to Alan Wake 2's vibe that I just freaking love. So for me, visual design here, yeah, easy Alan Wake 2. And I want to make a point here. We wanted to make sure that like, the big IP like a Star Wars or Spider-Man, not allowed. Those are outside elements. Those are comic books, whatever. So we wanted it to make sure it was remaining in the game space. So that's why we went. If it was just that, I'd be like, it's Star Wars. So Jedi Survivor takes it. So that's why I'm going Alan Wake.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Good pick.
It's tough because they're all visually beautiful.
They're all
in
visually
their own
stunning.
way. Like, shout out to Blasphemous 2. One that I was like, Joe, we need to get on here because of how gorgeous it is.
Yeah. It really is.
From like the really big, weird looking NPCs, right? Like these blend together because I played 1 and 2 in the same year, like very close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
But like this big man-child baby who's like 15 feet tall, but with an old man's face like in his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's very grotesque and out there. It's just beautiful pixel art. Same thing with Sea of Stars. Like it is that art is. I could have posters of that art all around my room.
True.
Those environments are stunning. For me, this comes down between actually Alan Wake 2 and Lies of P.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I love the gothic take on Pinocchio in the world of Krot. I think where this one shines, and I think I'm going Lies of P here now that I'm thinking it out.
Okay. Think it out.
Because of the enemy designs in Lies of P. When I think of Alan Wake, I think the environment is gorgeous. I think the people are amazingly rendered and they look gorgeous. The enemies though are just enemies that I've seen.
Fair.
Like there's nothing like that's like this is unique to Alan Wake. The robot well they're all robots, but the police chief boss early on in Lies of P I think is an easy standout for what those kind of bosses look like, and just the traveling through this fairy tale worlds and their take on Pinocchio, I think is really well done. And even down to like the weapons. The weapons look so cool and are so different from each other.
You're right.
I think I'm going Lies of P.
Yeah, because in the I'm thinking like, Pinocchio, like, what do I think of Pinocchio? And I think of Disney, and it's like, it's Disney grifting from the original IP. And then, like, I think about like these new, like every time, like once Winnie the Pooh was out of public domain, they're like, we're gonna make shitty horror movies out of this. And
Blood and Honey.
God, I hate it. So like, I take a look at what they've done with the Pinocchio IP, and yeah, it's dark, it's gothic, but it's also respectful and it's unique. And so I think for what like Disney did to Pinocchio to make it, kidified for the time, I think we got to give it to Lies of P for making something, more mature and grotesque. I think you're right. You changed me here, Kyle. I'm gonna go Lies of P.
But like,
I'm gonna go Lies of P.
I can totally see Alan Wake as well, though.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, Alan Wake was gonna win it with 32% of the vote to the second place, which was Final Fantasy 16. But you know what? We're overruling you guys. Y'all have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, Lies of P. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle. This one, I think, respectfully, we should both abstain from it because it's best accessibility.
Absolutely.
And I think I'll let this one's a people's choice.
Absolutely.
And simply, best accessibility is when more people play, we all win. Take it away, Kyle Stevenson.
The nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Horizon from Midwest, Burning Shores from Guerrilla Games, Dead Space Remake from Motive Studio, Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment, Mortal Kombat 1, NetherRealm Studios, and Street Fighter 6 from Capcom.
All right, I really like the voice. Keep it up. You're doing it.
Thank you.
You're doing the damn thing. With the majority vote goes to Spider-Man 2 Insomniac Games with 50.6% of the vote, followed up closely by Horizon Burning Shores. So
Sweet.
Congratulations, Insomniac, for winning Best Accessibility. That's rad.
Yeah.
You're rad.
I mean,
You're
like,
rad.
just shout out to Sony first party in general. I think they all really strive to be the leaders in the accessibility conversation. Microsoft as well, doing great things on their end. Like, I think of Forza, that's just incredible what they did for accessibility. But yeah, Spider-Man has amazing options when you really go into
Meanwhile, Nintendo's like, we're gonna add another knob.
Exactly.
You know, that's their energy. Yeah, no, I echo that. I love the focus that developers have that are like, yeah, no, you know, as gamers are getting older, our hands hurt more, right? And that is able to highlight the folks that really do need this type of support, like someone who has a physical disability, like my my sister-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get her into games. This is how.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome. All right, Kyle. This one's best debut game. Games that came out on other platforms first before coming out on PlayStation. Take it away, Kyle.
The nominees are Rogue Legacy 2, Cellar Door Games, Little Gator Game from Mega Wobble, Monster Hunter Rise from Capcom, Power Wash Simulator from Future Lab, Citizen Sleeper, Jump Over the Age, and Teardown, Tuxedo Labs.
I love our audience so much.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know what? When I said I was going to fight each and every one of y'all, can you guess which is the best debut game here?
No, because I actually have a very passionate pick here.
Go for it, please.
For those who be like, why is Little Gator Game here? Y'all need to just play the game. If you just want to experience, those of us that are older want to play a game about looking back on being a kid and being nostalgic for that kind of time in your life. Mm-hmm. It's just whimsical and charming. It's amazing. Little Gator Game's awesome. Rogue Legacy 2 is one of my favorite games of all time.
Okay.
One of my favorite games of all time. This is the one that was clamoring for years to finally come to PlayStation. It took way too long, in my opinion, to come on over. One of the best Rogue games ever made, the first one, and now the second one. One of my favorite platinums that I've gotten this year.
You've gotten Rogue Legacy 2 plat?
I got the plat. Yeah.
Okay.
I got Little Gator Game plat, and I got Power Wash plat. I got 3 of them here.
Dang.
So my pick here is Rogue Legacy 2. But I have a feeling, I'm trying to guess here what the audience picked.
just guess what the audience picked.
I hope they pick Power Wash. I hope they pick Power Wash.
An overwhelming 42% of the vote, Power Wash Simulator takes it for best debut game on PlayStation.
I'm not mad.
I'm going with it, man. I love the vibe. It's chaos, and I love a good chaos, you know?
Again,
I'm an agent
play Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, and you might be listening like, Power Wash? Dude, it's
a
cathartic.
simulator game is on the best of the year list?
Why can't you just pick a power wash gun? Because it's gonna hurt my hands. You know?
Yeah. I have to stand in the sun. What are you talking about?
I gotta wear rubber boots.
No.
You know? No. All right, Kyle. This one, best monthly PlayStation Plus game. And this comes because, you know, it's now we got extra and premium and all that. This is the best PS Plus drop on Essential, Extra, or Premium. The whole kit and caboodle. So, Kyle, take it away. Who are the nominees?
The nominees are Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio, Chia from Awasep, Rogue Legacy 2, Cellar Door Games, Ollie Ollie World, Roll 7, Death's Door, Acid Nerve, Alan Wake Remastered from Remedy Entertainment, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Respawn Entertainment, and Sackboy: A Big Adventure Sumo Digital.
Kyle Stevenson.
I just realized we have the wrong Jedi key art there.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just ignore it. I made some mistakes here. I think it's obvious. Can we say it all together?
On 3.
Can we say it? 3, 2, 1.
Sea of Stars.
Close enough.
But like real talk, the fact that 3 of these came out day and date is like PlayStation. Keep it up. Keep giving us really good indie games, or just really good games in general, day and date. Sea of Stars, Chia, and Ollie Ollie World were all like day and date on the service, and some of my favorite games of the year. It's weird weird to think Ollie Ollie World was 2023. It feels so much longer ago.
It feels like the whole like last 4 years. It kind of felt like 1.5, right?
Yeah.
I don't like how time works anymore. Kyle, this next one,
audience, were they with us?
Oh, sorry, audience were with us. Yeah, 54% of the vote.
Yeah.
Kyle Stevenson, holy shit! Can we both abstain from this next category?
Yeah, I think that's good. Just because I only played one. Did you play the other one?
I have not.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, Kyle, this was a bloodbath.
Was it really?
This is the closest vote ever. Okay?
Okay.
Best fighting game. And we said, you know what? F it. We know what 2 are up there. Mortal Kombat 1 versus Street Fighter 6. And y'all, this is why voting is important. This is why democracy matters.
Yeah.
With 50.3% of the vote.
Out of here.
Let me say that again.
Holy crap.
50.3% of the vote to 49.7% of the vote.
I can't do the math, but you said 200 people voted. So that means it's probably 102 votes for one, or 101 votes for. That's
how dare you do math?
Nuts.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 1 is the winner.
All right. I'm not mad.
Listen, y'all, don't send your hate mail at me. All right. Did you vote? Did Elon suppress your vote? He probably did. Yeah. 50.3%.
That's wild.
That is crazy.
And to think we're getting hopefully another great fighting game in a few weeks in Tekken 8. Fighting game fans, y'all are eating well.
Yeah. Holy crap. That was when I saw it, because like Google did this weird thing where it's separated into 4 for some reason. I have no idea why. It's like it's only 2. I don't know, whatever, Google. But yeah, no, nuts. All right, Kyle. Best horror game. Spooky, scary, and sometimes they're skeletons. These games scared the crap out of us.
Whew.
Kyle, take it away.
The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Dead Space Remake, Motive Studio, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Capcom, and Bramble, The Mountain King, Dim Frost Studio.
Want to say it on the count of 3?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Alan Wake 2.
I mean, we've been waxing poetic about it this whole night.
My only hesitation is I feel like I was scared more playing Dead Space.
Really?
Than I was with Alan Wake 2.
Oh, you know what? It's because I played Dead Space already. That's why I was.
That's
scared.
Totally fair. And also, I think playing Alan Wake with headphones freaks me out, and I didn't.
Fair.
So hearing the whispers, I think, in my ears would have made it an even crazier experience.
Scares the shit out of me.
But there are still like incredible jump scares in Alan Wake of things to just kind of pop on the screen really quickly that I really, really love and did get me to jump.
And I feel like the conversation around Alan Wake is like you either love that or you hate that. Like
yes.
there's no in between. People think it's cheap. Some people think it's earned.
Oh, I usually hate jump scares, but I think
Yeah.
it fits in what Alan Wake was doing.
Alan Wake scared the shit out of me. I
That's why you
can't
haven't
play that
finished
game with
it
headphones.
really yet.
Yeah, no, yeah, everybody, truthfully, I'm 30 minutes away from beating the game. I tried to rush it, and I was like, no, let's not. I'm at the final boss fight, so I'm like, let's just not. But it scared the shit out of me so much so that like it paralyzed me. Like there were times where I'm like, I'm just gonna put down the controller and walk away. But I want to shout out Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Because it is I mean, without Resident Evil 4, Alan Wake 2 would not be here. And Dead Space wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And I think this remake does such a great job of really editing, and I'll say this when I get into the best remake, editing the what needed to be edited and improving what needed to be improved on while still making it feel like it's of the time. And I think what Alan Wake 2 does for story, I think Resident Evil did for me in the combat sections. Because I think RE4 is truly remarkable. So,
yeah,
best horror game, Alan Wake 2, but the others are no slouches.
Yeah, best horror game demo, Bramble, because I played it and I said nope. I was too freaked out at that creature coming out of the water.
Couldn't be me.
No, it was if you're into that kind of thing and like a Little Nightmares-esque kind of platformer, Bramble,
If you're real
go check it out.
Yeah.
What another great year for horror, right? Like fighting games are eating, horror fans are eating. Did I say fighting games are eating? I meant fighting game fans are eating.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And this year we're
depending
getting
on
Silent Hill
what game you're
and
playing.
what's the other one that is also maybe coming out this year?
No, I got Silent Hill 2. That's it.
That's it? I thought there was another one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What a time.
Best set piece. The most bombastic scenes where players control the character.
The nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Resident Evil 4, Remake, Capcom, Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix, Star Wars, Jedi Survivor, Respawn Entertainment, Horizon, Forbidden West, Burning Shores, Guerrilla Games.
This one's really easy to me.
Uh-huh.
Dare I say, I could say let's 3, 2, 1, let's just say it both out loud.
Hold on. I gotta think it over.
Oh, really?
I gotta think it over.
To me, this is easy. Best set piece is Spider-Man 2. There's so many in here to pick, but like the lizard set piece is spectacular. No puns aside.
I'm happy we didn't do 3, 2, 1 because that's not what I was gonna say.
Oh wow! Okay, say it. Say it.
I'm. There's so many good set pieces in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
To find the cream of the crop is kind of difficult for me right now in this moment. I think of that one set piece where I was like kind of sort of not feeling great about Jedi Survivor gameplay, and then that certain set piece happens. I'm like, oh my god, okay, I'm in.
Yes,
that is awesome. And there's another part later on when you are defending the temple where I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Burning Shores, the final boss, is insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's nuts. It's nuts that exists in a video game.
And you're right. Spider-Man 2 has amazing set pieces. The carnival scene.
Black Cat.
Black Cat.
Man, these two are not spoilers. They're in promos.
Yeah. No. There's some later ones that I really, really love.
Exactly.
But every boss fight in Final Fantasy 16 is an amazing set piece in of itself.
I mean, it's true. I mean, that is true.
I think I'm going 16 on this one.
Fair. And the audience and I are going to walk away the victors here. The audience has also chosen Spider-Man 2 Insomniac Games.
Fair.
Congratulations, Insomniac. Best set piece goes to y'all. Hard working out there. All right, Kyle. Let's get into best action. Gameplay is king, and these games are a shining example of the moment-to-moment combat that makes games like this awesome. So Kyle, take it away, good sir.
The nominees are Remnant 2, Gunfire Games, Liza P, NeoWiz Games and Round 8 Studio, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Respawn Entertainment, Wolong, Fallen Dynasty, Team Ninja, Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, and Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon from Software.
I love how you're saying Rubicon, by the way.
Rubicon.
Rubicon.
Sounds like a waitress at a Waffle House.
Right?
Hi, my name's Rubicon. What can I get you?
I got sirloin steak here for you, hun.
Y'all want some sweet tea?
Let's go. That's right. If you drink unsweet tea, you're a communist. All right, Kyle.
Yeah.
Best action.
I have an answer, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to like it.
Let's fight. You're rolling up your sleeves, and I'm
I
ready
am.
to go. I'm ready to fight you, you son of a gun.
My answer here is Liza P.
I knew it would be that.
The reason why is I suck at parrying.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a god in Liza P. And it
Oh,
felt,
really?
Oh my god, I was parrying everything.
Sekiro, let's go.
I know. I'll get to it eventually.
Okay.
I think the action in Liza P. It's the best feeling that I felt playing a Souls game, even like Bloodborne. It's like tied with that kind of how I felt playing that game.
Relax.
You relax. Did you beat the DLC yet or no?
I killed Maria in the first try.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Okay.
And I also tie it to, like, as much as I love the Spider-Man 2 combat, and I do, I barely used the parry unless I absolutely needed to in Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
I felt like it wasn't the most intuitive.
Okay. All right.
I do love the weapon, the way they switched up the weapon wheel and just got rid of it and made them like quick input button presses.
God, yes.
The other games, aside from Jedi, which I do think plays phenomenally, I think it's a great action game. I just didn't play the other ones, so Liza P is my vote here.
Spider-Man's my vote here. I think its combat is fantastic, and the way that they changed up from the weapon wheel to the bumpers is so damn smart, man. Like, I tried to go back to Miles Morales to get the plat on PS4. There's no way. There's absolutely no way I can do it. I now just know Spider-Man 2, the combat is just, it's king. Though I will agree with you. I don't think the parrying is all too great in Spider-Man 2, but I just think the implementation of the web wing and some of the special abilities lend itself really well. So
yeah, you're not wrong.
All right, Kyle.
Oh,
this
hold
one?
on. We tied there. We split the
Oh,
vote.
I'm sorry. I thought me and the audience, we agree with each other. Spider-Man 2 takes it with 46.7%.
You very well could have said that, and I missed it. So my apologies if that's the case.
Damn. Best trophy list, because there's no better feeling than popping a plat. Kyle, could you read the nominees while I take off this blazer? 'Cause you know what? Blazer was a good idea in theory, but it is hot as hell.
Respect to Phil.
Respect to Phil. All right, but also it's been like an hour 30 minutes in this bad boy.
Yeah,
I'm heating up. You take it away, Kyle.
The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Rogue Legacy 2, Cellar Door Games, Synapse and Dreams, Venba, Versailles Games, Cocoon, Geometric Interactive, Lil Gator Game, Mega Wobble, and Resident Evil 4 Remake Capcom.
Oh, that's so much better.
I was like, why'd you take the camera off?
Because I was getting up and,
Oh, okay.
Nobody wants to see that.
So
Kyle,
I think before we get into it, how are we defining best trophy list?
I mean, what do you think is a good trophy list?
I think it's a good trophy list is you're experiencing the game. You're doing as much in the game that you possibly can without like overstaying its welcome. Like I loved Final Fantasy 16, but the fact that you had to replay that whole game on hard for a platinum.
Get out of here. That's a sin.
I did
That's
it.
a cardinal sin.
I did it. could have not.
Yeah.
Like it's so like a game that just lets you have fun while playing, while popping trophies at the same time.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, you missed this really, there's this really cool thing that's tied to a trophy, so go see it, kind of thing. Yeah, it's pretty good.
As someone who has gotten the plat in Sekiro,
Uh-huh.
Bloodborne, Elden Ring twice,
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when people try to gatekeep trophy lists for being too easy, you suck and you're bad at you're not fun at parties. To me, it's all about just it should be a good experience. Like it
Yeah.
should be about playing the game rather than, oh wait, did I forget this thing in level 2? Like that really annoys the shit
Oh,
out of me. Or
for a second
beat
I was
the
like,
game in New
oh,
Game
you're
Plus.
talking about yourself right now, because you give me shit all the time about my trophies.
No.
I understand they're different things.
Yeah. These are real ones. So like it's about experiencing the game and saying, hey, I liked you so much that this like it's kind of me saying, this is how much I liked you. I got this for you.
Yeah.
And I think for here, I think it's easy. Spider-Man 2 has the best platinum list. And even when you go into just the percentage of people that have platinumed Spider-Man, like it has a high plat rate for a reason. It's so damn fun. So Spider-Man 2 for me takes it. I think honestly, Spider-Man 2 is I think the gold standard for platinums.
Sure.
Yeah, you shouldn't be like collectibles, and you can't like. There's no chapter select for them. Like, I don't know, wait, go to hell. You know, like that. That really pisses me off.
That is fair. I understand where you're coming from. Toot my own horn. Out of the 8, I have 6 platinums out of these games.
I mean, fair enough.
My one issue with Spider-Man is there's a certain collectible that drove me nuts. Of
Is
me
it a
going,
spoiler?
yeah, of going up and
Okay,
down
okay.
streets because they don't pop up on the map, and you have to be close
Ah,
enough for them to know
gotcha.
where they are, and it drove me insane. The fact that you couldn't choose to just have them pop up and then figure out where they are, it took my enjoyment of that. Like it added at least 3 or 4 hours to my game time.
Yeah.
Of like meticulously going up and down New York City streets and passing by it because I still wasn't close enough because it was all the way at the top at a building. So that was kind of a bummer. My vote for this one. This is tough.
Tell me.
Didn't get Synapse's platinum, but I know you love that plat. It's a great plat.
I loved it. It's a good plat. It's a good plat.
Shout out to Nagachaka for Resident Evil 4. I'm pretty sure they have the plat in that one.
Realistically, I could get Resident Evil 4's platinum.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend really screwed up that me getting that plat because she turned on the beat this game in under 4 hours one save that I had. And she died. Yeah.
Oh,
so.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
not gonna
that
work out.
kind of takes it out of the running for me. Is the whole beat it under a certain time, knife only run. Like there's a lot of other playthroughs you have to do for that one, which is not entirely my jam. Venba,
I was really like,
sitting.
is this how we're gonna start our first fight? Like that's what I was thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Venba, Cocoon, and Little Gator Game, realistically, you can all do in one sitting. And they're all pretty straightforward and lovely. I think because of the challenge, in my eyes, it's doable. It takes a lot of work. But I'm going Rogue Legacy 2. I had such a great time getting those trophies. I'm kind of with you on Alan Wake 2. There's a certain collectible that if you don't hang around for too long, it might be hard for it to recognize.
Which, jumping back into that game again as I beat it today, like it re-popped up.
Okay,
and I think it was them giving it to everybody, going, "Listen, we're sorry."
Sure.
That it pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah. But also in Alan Wake 2, I'm pretty sure you don't have to get like every collectible, which is nice.
Yep.
Like the manuscripts, you don't have to 100% get everything, because I certainly have missed a couple.
Or the echoes or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Which is nice. Still a good list, but Rogue Legacy is my vote.
With 65% of the vote.
I'm just going to write it here 2. Now. Yeah. Yeah, I knew.
It's fair enough. All right, Kyle. Wow, we best
Oh boy, we're getting into it
RPG.
now.
Yeah, we're in the final stretch. We're in the final stretch. Best RPG. Best case of immersive storytelling, customization of character features, role playing talent trees, and thoughtful decision making. Kyle, read out the nominees for me, please.
The nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, CD Projekt Red, Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix, Octopath Traveler 2, Square Enix and Acquire, Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment, and Sea of Stars, Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio. There's a lot of S's there. There's a lot
No,
of
I
S's
get it.
there.
That's a lot of it. Listen, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Um, man.
Can we say this one on 3? Because this one I'm confident in.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Baldur's Gate 3.
This, and I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, because like Cyberpunk 2077 is legitimately one of my favorite games of all time. And that should tell you how much I enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. You know, if I could wax poetic for just a second,
Go for it.
my favorite RPG of all time, if you had to put a gun to my head, is Mass Effect 2. Because at the time, as a wee little teenager, going, oh, Miranda's pretty. Look at that boot. You know, I never realized that game, of course, you got the Paragon, you get the Renegade and the Neutral, right? But that the last minute came down to the relationships you made with these characters. That affected the story and affected your fate and their fate. That blew my mind as a kid. Baldur's Gate does that. And again, I've never experienced that since Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate does that 100-fold. They do that every 15 minutes. It's like, here's a decision.
With like literally everyone in the game.
Yeah. And like down to like, hey, it's going to affect how this merchant, you know, views you and maybe charges you a little bit more for, or even this rodent, or a cute little pup, or even down to an owl, a bear owl. I forget what they're called.
Owl Bear, which I
Bear.
didn't even know existed until after I beat the game. And I'm so mad.
He's my little buddy. He's my little buddy. But like those things to then, yeah, of course you get the sexy time with Asterion. Okay, I get it. Whatever.
Sure.
Halsin turns into a bear. Oh my goodness. You know, I barely know you, pal. But like it's deeper than that, man.
Yeah.
Like it truly is all about the role playing element. You know, I feel like I know a game's really good where I'm having as much fun talking to the characters as I am in the gameplay moments.
Yeah.
So Baldur's Gate 3. When you tell me what's my new favorite RPG, Baldur's Gate. 100%.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. As a D&D lover, this is like why I love D&D in video game form, where everyone has their own story, has their own agenda, answer the way they want to, and it truly shapes every interaction. Yeah. And am I going to sit here and say that I didn't save scum? Absolutely not. I definitely did. Because there are some moments where I'm like, for the story that I want to tell, I want to make sure this outcome happens. So I definitely did reload saves a bunch of times. But
yeah, no shame in save scumming, by the way.
No, absolutely not.
No, we're not going to shame that. You go do what you want.
I think the reason why
exactly
the reason why like I went back on the storytelling category and changed my vote is because I think of how my Karlach differs from every other Karlach, and how my relationship with Shadowheart feels so real. And the way that we ended the game, I'm like, holy crap, I want to see more of their journey together, my character and Shadowheart, and I think that is the end part of the game where I just sat back and it felt like a reunion show.
Yeah.
Where you're just kind of touching base with all these amazing people that you've had along your way. And I don't think anything can beat that in the foreseeable future. And that's me saying that with like FF7 Rebirth in a month.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate is special.
Mm-hmm.
If you can look past the turn-based part of it
Yeah.
and the slow gameplay as things, the story is so worth playing yourself.
Yeah, and I would say that there's no wrong way of playing this game, but
Absolutely not.
Captain Logan over at the XTP has proven me wrong because he has gotten to a certain part with only 3 companions. Like, I think
What?
he's in Act 2 with 3 companions. Like, how did you meet this person? I never met this person. I'm like, did you explore? He's like, yeah, every inch. I'm like,
There's no way.
I swear to God. And when he was telling me, I was like, wow, maybe there is a wrong way.
Going back to the other category of,
Yeah.
and you yourself said it, that you are going to platinum this game. I definitely want to platinum this game. It's just, it's going to take me a bit.
Yeah.
Because the thing I didn't do was I didn't do an evil run. And you kind of need to for the platinum. And I'm so scared of ruining my perfect story in my head by doing a full playthrough of me being evil.
Oh no, I have the evil run carved out in my head.
Fair.
And like Minithra is gonna be Bay. Like, I already charted that course.
Sure.
You know? All right, Kyle. Let's talk about best animation, from capturing bombastic flips, kicks, to the slightest facial twitch.
Question.
Yes.
Were the audience with us on RPG?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, RPG. We got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
54% of the vote, Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, they were with us.
Perfect.
And with us 100%. All right. Kyle, the nominees for best animation. Would you care to read them, sir?
The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment; Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games; Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios; Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix; Mortal Kombat 1, NetherRealm Studios; and Street Fighter 6, Capcom.
This one I thought was pretty easy, and I'm interested to see what you pick, because I think it's Spider-Man 100%. You got the flips, you got the thwips, you got like how Miles is in the air versus how Peter is in the air, right? Like, you're seeing the glider, the wind brush against it, the facial features of MJ, the ooey gooey of Venom. You know, so much of it. I think, to me, this is a no-brainer. It's Spider-Man.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not. It's because I'm always right.
But there is something so special that Remedy did with Alan Wake. How I didn't realize this until I was watching. I broke my rule and I was watching the Kind of Funny Game of the Year talk, and thinking back on it, of like how every NPC is fully animated and they're different enough from each other. And they each have like an actual mocap actor mocapping an NPC, and they have unique movements and animations and facial tics and movements and living their own lives. Whereas like in Spider-Man, just from the sheer size of it, like there are people on the streets that are being wacky. Yeah. Same thing with Baldur's Gate. Everyone has their own voice and animated on their own way, shape, or form.
And I mean, it also comes down like to the budget of these games.
Yeah,
so different
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you are right. Flying through the air in Spidey is phenomenal. The way you're swinging through as Miles and Peter.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, I think we're going to lean towards Spider-Man.
All right. And listen, the audience agrees with 25% of the vote.
Oh, okay.
Coming into a close second place with 19% is Alan Wake 2.
Hey, nice.
Yeah. It's nice. All right, this one's going to be difficult. And this next one's going to be hard. Now we're getting into this is difficult territory.
See, it's funny you say that. I have a clear winner right off the bat. And it's not who I think you're thinking.
Best side quest / minutes. mission. Moments off the beaten path that hit emotionally as much as its main story. Take it away, sir.
The nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games,
Mm,
Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios,
mm.
Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, CD Projekt Red, Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio, Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment, and Octopath Traveler 2, Square Enix / Acquire.
Ooh, we Kyle Stevenson. I took my first stab at it.
Uh-huh.
Last category. So go for it. What's the best side mission in a video game this year?
The reason why I'm not picking Baldur's Gate
Okay.
is because everything to me feels like it is a main mission.
Fair.
Everything in that game
Yeah.
to me was imperative to the story that I was telling.
Okay. Fair.
This is
Sure
a
character.
no-brainer. The Howard mission in Spider-Man 2 is an all-timer. The grandfather mission in Spider-Man 2, all-timer. The stories and the combat missions with that certain character,
Dude, you just said the
amazing.
Howard mission. I got emotional.
The fact that in a Spider-Man game, something that we didn't get enough of in 2018's, we got Spider-Man just being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And helping out his communities. Miles helping out his school. Doing the music museum missions. I'm forgetting the name of the actual museum. But that whole thing, and that turning into like actually learning real life musical history of real life people that are often overlooked. The fact that that is in a video game is like, it sets the bar way too high for, I think, side quests. Spider-Man 2 is the easy winner in my eyes.
Yeah. There's one side quest in particular where, we were talking about it on our Spider-Man spoiler cast with the community, patreon.com/PS Review. I thought my headsets weren't working. And then I was like,
Yes.
shoot, I see what you did there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And yeah, fuck, dude, I don't want to cry. 36% agree with us, Kyle.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2 wins it. Short, a close second was Baldur's Gate, and third was a Phantom Liberty. So congratulations yet again, Insomniac.
The fact that
Games.
they took a character that was both in 2018 and Miles,
I know.
and then gave it to us a third time, like, oh great, what? I'm just gonna go catch
I
pigeons
know.
again. And then halfway through that, I'm like, oh no, when you realize
I
what's
know.
happening. Oh, Insomniac,
Ugh.
you're too good. You're too good.
Yeah. We will never complain again. Please.
Nope, absolutely not.
All right, Kyle. Best open world map in a video game. Nothing's better than a giant open world stage or level to get lost in. Take it away. What are the nominees, sir?
The nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Diablo 4, Blizzard Entertainment, Assassin's Creed Mirage from Ubisoft, Hogwarts Legacy, Portkey Games, Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, Dredge from Black Salt Games.
For me, this is simple. To me, it is Spider-Man 2. As a, tri-state native, there's just something I love about New York. Every time I look at that skyline and go, holy shit, we made that. I get that same feeling in Spider-Man when I'm running up the Empire State, just looking at, the city, my responsibility as a Spider-Man and being able to traverse it. I love the gliding in Spider-Man. I know some people thought it took the swing out. No, dude, I loved gliding and whipping
Perfect
through.
combo.
Yeah, I absolutely love. And it's like the comfort food too. It's like the one I can always get back to and just whip around and just, I don't know, hear the city be electric. It's
Fair.
Yeah, special Spider-Man.
I hold some ill will towards the Insomniac games from the open world in Spider-Man 2.
What's that?
How dare you tell me we're going to Queens and not include City Field?
Ooh,
How
okay.
dare you? And the baseball stadium we get in Spider-Man 2 is
Fair.
the tiniest little thing on the side of
Fair.
Coney Island. Get out of here.
All right, that is fair.
I'm a little salty with that. Hopefully in whatever next entry in
Yeah.
Spider-Man, whenever we get it, we'll actually have like an actual, because I think that would be so cool to have a set piece
Oh, yeah.
in a baseball
It's-
stadium in New York.
Even if it's like the baseball field, because you can't
Yeah.
afford the name city.
1,000,000%.
yeah.
Just the levels of it all, I think would look really, really cool.
Absolutely.
My vote here is Baldur's Gate. Every nook and
Oh.
cranny you experience, you can find a weapon, you can
Mhm.
find a new character, a new
Sure.
quest to go on.
Sure.
There's so many things that, again, once I beat it, I look at all these like moments that people love and talk about. Like I didn't even run into the owl bear. I didn't even run into it.
Right.
I remember finding all these little holes that I couldn't get through because I didn't have the ability to shrink down. And the fact that like I don't know what's in there. I don't know where that leads.
Yeah, I thought that's for not got for if you're like a gnome.
No, that like you can turn into a tiny animal and go through there.
Oh.
So like the fact that there's all these levels, and I'm sure they lead to like things that I experienced.
Sure.
But just the fact that
Yeah.
it's there to discover in a giant open world where you literally can go wherever you want.
Yeah.
And do whatever you want in whatever order. Well, maybe you shouldn't do that, but you can, and the game's just like, no, you can't go here.
Right.
You gotta wait.
Yeah.
I think Baldur's Gate is the best open world this year.
Fair. Well, listen, I'm gonna walk away with the audience on this one. Spider-Man 2 Insomniac Games best open world game.
Fair.
Take
I ain't
that.
mad. I ain't mad.
And Kyle, as we say it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more categories.
All right, I'm ready.
We're in it. We're at the end. We're at the final stretch.
Oh boy, we're getting to my least looking forward to one because it's going to be a battle.
I don't think this one's gonna be a battle. Though,
This
Kyle.
one, no, I don't think so.
I could even think we could 3-2-1 it right now.
Yeah.
You know,
well, let me
we're
do the
lacking
nominees
context.
first, just so everyone
Yeah.
knows. But
Best photo mode. The nominees are, sir.
the nominees are. Oh, that was bad. Hold on. The nominees are Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games, Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix, Horizon Forbidden West, Burning Shores, Guerrilla Games, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, CD Projekt Red, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Capcom, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor Respawn Entertainment.
3, 2, 1.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah, man.
Anytime
Easy.
Insomniac does a photo mode, I think it's gonna win, hands down.
Yeah. And I don't think any one of these actually came close, if I could be bold enough to say.
Yeah,
You
and like Silkan and Chad is saying, Final Fantasy 16's photo mode is so hidden that it's hard to get to it. Yeah. I'm kind of with you. It's gorgeous. I love taking pics in that game, but yeah, Spidey,
Spider-Man.
best ever do it.
All right, Kyle. This one, this next one, we're in the final 5.
It's the final countdown.
Best remake / remastered. Whether they're faithful retelling or built from the ground up, these are the best experiences of treating an IP with love and respect. Love and respect.
Shout out to Easy Allies.
That's right.
The nominees are Resident Evil 4 Remake, Capcom, Dead Space Remake, Motive Studio, Star Ocean Second Story R, Square Enix, and Like a Dragon Ishin from Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio.
All right, so I kind of spoiled it. A few categories back. Resident Evil 4 Remake is the best remake of the best game ever made. They knew exactly what to edit. They exactly knew what to add in. They knew exactly how to modernize Leon without, doing the modern treatment of Leon. And they made one of my favorite games of all time. It's a shame that Resident Evil 4 is not in the game of the year conversation for me because it is a remake. There's so many great games. We want to highlight those games, right? Original games. But because Resident Evil 4 is probably my number 2 or 3 favorite game this year. It's absolutely incredible, and it scares me at the same time. It empowers me. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah, it's wild to see just how far we've come a few years
Right.
ago, where I was
Yeah.
like, Resident Evil 2 remake shouldn't be allowed because it's a remake of an old game.
I know.
And I've totally switched on that stance, and you somewhat are like, again, the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. I think I'm voting RE4. My issue with Dead Space, for just hearing from you, not experiencing the original, it's too much like the original.
Yeah.
Just modernized, which is not bad. But I think the thing I love from RE4 from when I played, when we played it on the show a few years ago, the original, they added things that are different to the remake. Adding the block with the knife, I think is great.
Yeah.
That one thing in the village where the tower falls and it messes up.
What is it? What are they going? Is it bingo night?
Like it messes up like your memory of where to go to next.
Yeah.
Them taking things out of the old one because it'd be way too goofy for Resident Evil standards in modern day setting, I think is really, really cool. I would have, and this is where I'm mad at Baldur's Gate. It took away from my Star Ocean time over vacation.
Fair.
I've been waiting to play this for so long. I only go off on the demo, and from the demo that I did play is everything that I want from Star Ocean 2 remake. But RE4 takes it hands down. Fair.
63.4% of the vote goes with RE4. Fair enough. And I like what was it? 2Pad Stack 7 writes. I like RE2 way better than 4, but RE2 was one of my first PS1 games, so it's nostalgic. And honestly, I go back to Capcom being such a great publisher and developer, because both of these, I remember when we were talking about RE2 remake, it's like, this is the best remake ever made. It seems like they just keep one-upping themselves. So yeah, respect, Capcom, respect. All right, Kyle, this is where it comes into
go.
This is actually right next to the best fighting game. Holy crap, we have a virtual tie. Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
I would love to skip ahead 2 categories and do that one and the following before we do performances.
You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, because we got to figure something out.
Because I feel like the performances, I think it's going to be a good discussion. Not that these others two aren't, but pacing wise.
No, you're right.
It leads up.
You're right. Best non-PlayStation game. Hey, listen, there's other games out there that aren't on PlayStation, and those, those are the best games outside of our ecosystem.
The nominees are Dave the Diver, Mint Rocket, Hi-Fi Rush, Tango Gameworks, Pikmin 4, Nintendo, Starfield, Bethesda Softworks, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom from Nintendo.
And shout out to Hi-Fi Rush, which will be on this list next year for best.
I don't know.
Shots fired. You just got. Let's have a laugh. Let's have a laugh instead of a yell. Kyle. Let's just let the audience decide on this one.
Yeah. Well, I want you to give the game the flowers that you had a great time with. I think you should talk about Starfield because you generally love what that game is.
Dude, Starfield is, I think at the end of the day, it's on the top 5. I loved Starfield, and I get it. Like, some of the mechanics are still a bit dated and whatever have you. Once I got rid of the fact that this wasn't the exploration because of exploration, you're exploring because of the narrative. It is it is the Mandalorian game I always wanted. And once I started role playing as the Mandalorian and I'm a bounty hunter and I do what the hell I want, and sometimes I do a little good, but most of the time I'm doing a little bit of bad. The game just opened up. So I have to give it to Starfield, though I cannot argue what the audience has said with a
Okay.
commanding 6.5. Because listen, it is 66.6, but I was raised
Man,
Catholic, and
sure.
know,
A lot of David
I
Batman
saw
love. I respect
Exorcism
it.
of Emily Rose for the first time,
Well,
and I woke up at 3 a.m. the next day, Kyle.
fun fact.
So I'm not with that.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
I first saw the last exorcism of Emily Rose freshman year of college in the same room as somebody whose name was Emily Rose.
Dude, get out of that room. What were you doing? Get out.
It made that whole experience way creepier.
Oof. Yeah, no, I'd be standing. Yeah. Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
I want to shout out for that having one of the most powerful cinematics that literally almost made me cry. Zelda's my childhood. Oh my goodness. So shout out Nintendo. Yeah, the game's incredible.
How'd my favorite Matthew Mercer do as Ganon there?
Oh, he did good.
Great?
But
All right.
shout out to the voice actress of Zelda.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. If you know, you know. Honestly, my heart hurts. The most anticipated game of 2024. Which honestly, real talk?
Yeah.
Can we kind of throw this one out because this was made before everything got pushed?
No. Let's keep going.
You're right. You know what? It's a moment in time.
The nominees are
yeah,
Death Stranding 2, Kojima Productions, Grand Theft Auto 6, Rockstar Games.
Nope.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Square Enix.
I mean,
Hollow Knight Silksong, Team Cherry. Star Wars Outlaws, Massive Entertainment.
yes.
And Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac Games.
Remember, this was made in late November.
Yeah.
Or sorry, early November actually,
Yep.
because we were
Extra Life.
driving to Extra Life. So I feel like by default it should go to Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, it's 1000% FF7 Rebirth, because I'm
won.
pretty sure everything else is still up in the air.
Yeah. Also, can I shout out to Hollow Knight Silksong, which I don't want to share the numbers out publicly usually, but this is how little faith people think this game's coming out this year. 4 people voted for Hollow Knight.
Holy crap! Only 4?
Only 4. Only 4.
Whoa!
So, listen, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I feel you, fellas. I'm hyped. Let's go. You know. All right, now let's get into the final 3.
All right, let's go.
And I am hoping to God that we could come to a consensus here because this is also a logistical tie. And
should I have a coin at the ready?
Yeah, get a coin at the ready because honest to God, this one's crazy. It always comes down to best female performance.
Yeah.
Being the closest one. So take it away. What are the nominees for best female performance?
The nominees are Melanie LeBird hold on, let me restart. Melanie LeBird, Saga Anderson, Alan Wake 2. Laura Bailey, Mary Jane Watson, Spider-Man 2. Susanna Fielding, Jill Warwick, Final Fantasy 16. Amelia Tyler, Baldur's Gate 3 narrator from Baldur's Gate 3. Kylie Leah Page, Seika, Horizon Burning Shores, Guerrilla Games. And Jennifer English, Shadowheart, Baldur's Gate 3.
Kyle Stevenson.
Can I say something before we start debating?
I don't know if it's going to be a debate, but yeah.
I wish, again, that I played Baldur's Gate before we did nominations.
Why? Who do you think would be up here?
Karlach, I feel, should be on this list.
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's just because of the way my story ended. I wanna when you are speaking, I'm going to look up the voice actress's name because I do want to
Sure.
give them.
Yeah, I
Some
remember
love.
us talking about this and going like, we don't want to just.
We don't want to overrun
It's
it with
gonna
Baldur's
be
Gate people.
exactly. So it's like tops two. Where
It
are we
very
going?
easily will, but I think Karlach's performance is one of the best of the year, hands down.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this sucks. I hate this category so much every year just because it's such a hard choice.
I know.
Oh, I love her. I love her in everything she does.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's Laura Bailey.
Okay.
I love
All right.
MJ in Spider-Man 2. I
Right.
adore MJ's arc. I know when we had our community discussion, that was maybe not everyone's favorite character arc in the game. I
Sure.
personally loved it in the way that Laura handled MJ's imposter syndrome of what she's dealing with in Spider-Man 2.
Don't we all?
Oh
Don't
my
we
God.
all like?
We can
like,
see
resonate with
ourselves
that.
exactly. It was so good. I also love Susanna's portrayal as Jill. I think Jill is a very strong character. It does take a while for Jill to kind of break out
Mhm.
and be that character that I absolutely loved. But that like Susanna killed it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Seika's awesome. Seika might be my favorite Horizon character, and that's even including Aloy in the conversation.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like I think in some parts in Burning Shores, Seika, Seika's whole vibe, right? Like,
Yeah.
and the way that Kylie portrayed her, is really really special, and another person that got way too much hate for no reason. Seika's awesome, and so is Kylie.
Yeah. I beg the internet not to be homophobic weirdos. You know,
just one
just once.
fucking time.
Just please.
I'm dropping an F-bomb because it deserves it. Just knock
Just
it off.
please be normal. All right.
For the love of God, it's 2024.
Come
Get your
on.
shit together or go away.
When you said 2024, that hit me. It's 2024, right?
Yeah, it's 2024.
Oof.
I love Shadowheart. I love Jennifer's portrayal of Shadowheart.
Yep.
Shadowheart is great. Her character arc is awesome, and
That's incredible.
when you unravel her story, the more warmth that comes to Jennifer's portrayal as Shadowheart when she interacts with not only you, but like when you're running through the city and your other companions are talking to each other, just her little banter as Shadowheart warms up. I think Jennifer nails it.
Yeah.
To me, this comes down to Amelia and Melanie. It comes down to
wow.
Saga and the Baldur's Gate 3 narrator in Amelia. I love Saga. I
Yeah.
love Saga. One of my favorite characters in a game. I think I love her more than Alan in Alan Wake 2, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah.
But to me, Baldur's Gate 3, I think, wouldn't work if Amelia is not in the game.
You're right.
The way that Amelia delivers certain lines
Yeah.
is like how I speak to myself when I'm doing normal activities.
Yeah.
The whole plot, the whole story, everything runs through Amelia's role as the narrator.
Yeah.
Like the introspection of like your main character, the thoughts and everything. If that wasn't in the game, I don't think Baldur's Gate 3 works. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I don't think it works. And the way she chooses to emphasize certain things and like sometimes breaks the fourth wall, like,
And also, she had
so
to read
good.
the script 18 times.
yeah, and I'm sure that script is thousands of pages long.
Yeah, and just to note, Asterion, one character, has 9 hours worth of dialogue.
Yeah, and he's one character.
And he's one character. He's not describing shit. It is all Amelia. Yeah.
And
right.
like, even without your companion characters as part of a conversation, Amelia had to make sure every animal you talk to, there's some sort of dialogue there. For
Yeah.
every fail, for every success, for every, like, if you pass a perception check, she's got to tell you what you see and what is important, and do so in a way where you are still intrigued to go find it. Like, if there was no narrator voice
Yeah.
and it was just text on a screen, I don't think I would love it as much as I did.
You convinced me 3 times to change who I was going to choose.
I think she deserves way more credit
Yeah.
for what Baldur's Gate 3 is.
Yeah. Amelia Tyler, she takes it. This was a tie between Amelia and Laura Bailey, by the way. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
No,
Congratulations.
Again, no shade to Laura. I love Laura. I love MJ,
Yep.
but out of everyone else.
You said it was a debate. Your monologue.
Oh, I'm
Kyle,
sorry. Yeah, I didn't even leave any room for you.
No.
I'm
It
so
was
sorry.
brilliant. I was so captured by it. So don't even. I didn't want to interrupt it. Incredible analysis, Kyle. Because you're right. In the beginning, you had me switch. I was gonna do Saga. That was gonna be my pick. And I'm like, Jennifer English. Like, that arc is incredible. And you're right. Nothing works without Amelia. So Amelia
shout
takes
out
it.
to Samantha Beart,
Okay.
the
Beart.
voice of Karlach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karlach, my wife. All right, Kyle. It's time. The second to last category.
That took everything out of me, so I'm gonna need you to lean on this one.
I got you. Don't worry, baby bird.
Oh boy.
Best performance. All right. Best male performance. Our nominees. I got the nominees too.
Oh,
Don't
no.
worry.
Okay, let me do the nominees.
All right,
I'm on a roll with the
I'll
nominees.
let you have this. Go for it.
The nominees are Yuri Lowenthal, Peter Parker, Spider-Man; Najee Jeter, Miles Morales, Spider-Man; Ben Starr, Clive Rosefield, Final Fantasy 16; Matthew Peretta, Alan Wake 2; Noshir Dalal, Bode Akuna, Star Wars Jedi Survivor; and Neil Newbon, Astarion, Baldur's Gate 3.
All right. Here I go.
Here you go.
Again on my own.
I have a clear pick here. This is not as hard as the last one.
Oh, really? It goes between 2 for me.
Uh-huh.
It goes between Yuri and Ben. Yuri is awesome in the sense of, like, when I think of Spider-Man, I am actually thinking of Yuri. So, like, I knew he was gonna step into the role brilliantly. But, like, there's the way when he gets the black suit, and there's no spoilers afterwards. It's in the marketing. Please don't yell at me, okay? And you go, why, Joe? It's in the marketing. Clearly, I'm gonna get one weirdo out there going, "Ooh, how dare you?" Where his whole demeanor changes, and it's like he's a separate character. I really dug that. And then I go to Ben Starr, who is when I think of, Final Fantasy characters, they're all a little bit over the top exaggeratory, and you get the one main protagonist that's like uber serious, that's like too stoic.
They're too emo for their own good.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, it's like in the back of their mind, it's like, tonight will be the night. It's like that is just playing constantly. That and, like, I don't know, AFI is just playing on repeat. A little bit of Sum 41 in there.
The Used as well. The Used,
yeah.
It's definitely
my
part
God.
of that playlist.
Yeah, sounds and over dramatics. Oof. Anyway, but Ben plays such a captivating main lead here, where there's more to it, and you see him over time, that shell breaking. He's a really compelling main protagonist. So that's where I'm going here. And again, like, we've had Ben on the show, so I don't want to, like, say Ben for just saying Ben. I think what he's done is truly special. And shout out to also Astarion, who Neil Newborn, he's legit, because I fucking hate Astarion.
Same.
Everybody else loves him. And I'm like, you're a dick, and listen, when you play a dick well,
yeah,
shout out. So
I could totally see why
really
he
good.
won at the Game Awards, and even though I rarely used him in my party, just because I had no need for a melee character, but every single time he interacted, I think he stole the scene.
Yeah.
Like I also view a lot of Baldur's Gate as like Mass Effect 2 loyalty missions. Like when
Yes,
you're
right.
doing specific
Yeah.
characters missions, his performance is incredible. And I also just learned today that he plays Heisenberg in Resident Evil Village.
Oh, really?
And he did the mocap for Nemesis in Resident Evil 3.
Holy shit.
That's cool, right? Like
That is cool
that's
as hell.
awesome.
All right. Here I am. I'm like, I really hope like we see more of them. It's like, oh,
oh
we've
yeah,
actually
no,
seen a lot
yeah,
of them.
we've gotten Neil for a
Holy
while now.
shit. But so more.
Yeah. Man, I think Bode, it's Bode, right? I said Bodhi.
Yep.
Bode, I think stole the show. I think in Survivor, along with Marin. But I love No Shear's performance in any of the games.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yuri and Naji. Great takes in Spider-Man. They are that character like you. I think Yuri's definitely turn as well in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. I can't wait to replay that game and experience that again.
Yeah.
But I'm with you with Ben. Ben's kind of break of the mold of what a Final Fantasy protagonist has given us, where it's less whiny and more like I can completely understand why he is so hard on himself and driven and the things that he goes through. The things that Clive goes through in this game, you can 1,000,000% feel that emotion from Ben's voice.
Yeah.
Like I think that when we get the title drop moment in Final Fantasy 16, like that the story beat that happens right before that, just Ben's devastating performance. Like I was with him when we all accepted the truth in Final Fantasy 16. I felt that because of Ben. Like I think his performance as Clive is by far beyond special. So I'm easily giving this to Ben.
Yeah, there's one scene in particular, like, because it's like his character. It's like he thinks he doesn't deserve happiness, and there's like this one.
Yes.
Excuse me, sorry, but in the best way. It's not like, oh boy, my life kind is a stinker guy. It's like there. It's and again, when we talk about the like acting in games, it's also shout out to the animators.
Yeah.
And I think like without them, it's nothing.
Exactly.
So there's one scene where I can't say it, but there's one scene where I was just like, and this is the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is the scene that I hope is on his reel, because it is so powerful, and it's about what's not said.
Yep.
And it's about how the few lines that are there are said and how much weight they carry. So it's and that said, the overwhelming majority said Ben Starr as well. So congratulations, Ben. Congratulations.
Congrats, Ben. Well deserved.
Yeah. All right, Kyle. It's time for our game of the year.
Here we go.
And Kyle, I am legitimately I accidentally scrolled up as we were talking, and if you guys see the moment my eyes lit up, I am stunned at what audience. Whoa.
Okay. I'm excited.
I did not think this was gonna this. Take it away.
The Platties Game of the Year, the game that defined 2023. The nominees are Alan Wake 2, Remedy Entertainment, Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studios, Final Fantasy 16, Square Enix, Liza P, NeoWiz Games and Round 8 Studio, Sea of Stars, Sabotage Studio, and Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Games.
Kyle Stevenson.
Also, I have 4 of these platinums.
Yeah. I will have what? By the time this episode airs, I'll have 3 of them.
The first time we've done one of these where I've legitimately beat every game that we've nominated.
That's awesome.
I'm very proud of that. Did not realize that. That's really cool. Really cool.
Look at you. All right, Kyle. All right.
I know I said earlier
Yeah.
that I was like coming up with it on the fly. But during our discussions, I think I have definitively picked.
I
And
think you did
this
too, and I know when it awakened.
I think this hurts. Like in a good way hurt cuz
Right.
I all these are top tier. And I want to say this before. I think you said this on the show before. I'm going to steal it and say that I said it here. In 2023, we have gotten one of the best retro RPGs ever in Sea of Stars.
Yep.
We've gotten one of the best superhero games ever made in Spider-Man 2.
Speak on it.
We've gotten the best Souls game that isn't a From Software game in Lies of P.
I dang, you best believe.
One of, if not the best Final Fantasy game.
Oh wow, you're ranking it that high, Kyle.
I love 16.
All right.
With all its faults, I love 16. One of the best survival horror games ever. And one of the just best RPGs ever made. Like, it is insane the quality that all these games have. And we got to experience this year. If you were going to ask me back in Extra Life, right? Like when we made this list in Extra Life, I had a clear winner. Alan Wake 2. Every day of the week. The way that game just took over my entire body, mind, and soul.
Yeah.
Got off work, immediately played Alan Wake. Like, it's all I did.
Yep.
But Baldur's Gate is a once-in-a-lifetime game, and I can't just not pick it.
Yeah.
It is clear to me that this is going to be in my top 5 forever. When it's like, what are your top 5 games ever made?
Wow, okay.
That's how special my story in Baldur's Gate 3 ended and what it gave to me. The whole 110 hours, whatever it was, are beyond everything that all these other games gave to me.
Yeah. And
I thoroughly love every single one. It is 1A to 1 whatever the 6th letter of the alphabet is. I'm tired. It's easily what Larian did is unheard of, I feel like.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made Jujo, somebody who used to hate RPGs, and you're over here being like, yeah, no, I want to play D&D on the show. Like, I want to play D&D. I want to play more RPGs. You have all these other old school RPGs downloaded. Mm-hmm. Baldur's Gate is something special. So that is my vote.
So
It feels good to let it out.
So I lied to you.
Okay.
I do want to say that. I think I fibbed. And I don't think I knew that I lied in the moment.
Oh, okay.
Because I think if you asked me 3 weeks ago, I would have said Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
And then I would have changed dramatically. And it's not because, again, to let everybody know, I wanted to make sure that I rolled credits on these games, right?
Yeah.
So it's not because I rushed Alan Wake and I had to set it to easy.
Yeah,
First, I want to give great props to Alan Wake for scaring the shit out of me because as I was rushing to beat it tonight, I set it to easy and it still scared me senselessly.
Yeah.
And I heard a little spark. You got it. And so I want to give big props to Alan Wake. It's something truly special in a linear narrative experience. But I'm going to be honest with you. I think my favorite horror game this year is RE4. It's not on this list, but I want to give great props because I think if it wasn't for Baldur's Gate, it'd probably be my number 2 game this year. Maybe even number 1. It's just such a damn great gameplay first kind of game that I appreciate it. I want to shout out Spider-Man 2. This is where I will get emotional. Marty, my dog of 13 and a half years, I love him so much. And I want to, of course, thank everybody for sending you well wishes, all the gifts. That dog was one of the loves of my life. I love him so much. And Spider-Man was the first thing that I could think that wasn't loss to get excited for, to have a different emotion for, and to have it just be so damn good and distracting and fun and entertaining. And I just owe Insomniac so much for getting me out of the funk and having me be a hopeful optimist. Game's incredible. It truly is. My game of the year, though, is 100% Baldur's Gate 3. Um, when we talk about my favorite RPG of all time, like we talked about it earlier, it's Baldur's Gate. I can't wax poetic enough about it. When we talk about that Mass Effect, relationships matter, and Baldur's Gate does that again 100-fold and makes a narrative that you feel like you're actually creating it. The sense of player urgency is forefront, or agency rather is forefront. I feel like I am impacting every single relationship, every single minor detail in that world. I truly feel like I'm lost in it. Each performance, even down to the merchant, is again some of the best dialogue that I've had in a video just straight up ever. I adore this game. And while I say I adore it and it's my game of the year, I also know, listen, this is a game where it's very much D&D. It really is. It's roll the dice, roll for initiative, roll for attack. It's a lot of dice rolls. But there's a lot of a magic in imagination that captures D&D that also translates here so damn well. It might not have the big action set pieces, but what it does have, it captures just the magic that is sitting in a table with your friends and rolling the dice and creating a story for yourself to get lost into. Baldur's Gate 3 is my game of the year as well. And Kyle, with 34% of the vote, it is also the audience's game of the year.
Awesome.
A unanimous decision. Second place goes to Spider-Man 2 with 30% of the vote, followed by Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Again, I truly feel like there's no wrong answer here.
None. Which there never is a wrong answer.
No, I know,
but especially this year,
I feel like as a PlayStation podcast, and the so-called PlayStation podcasters I saw on social media get mad that this won the Game Awards over Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I think need to take some blinders off and not be like I take it very similar to where I know Zelda is not my thing. Mm-hmm. I can appreciate what Zelda is.
Yep.
And I feel like this is a different version of that for a lot of people. They need to take the blinders off. Don't look at it as like a slow combat kind of thing, and really the full package is like nothing we've gotten. At least in our lives. I'm sure there are other RPGs that do the same thing. Yeah. But nothing has like captured my entire 13 days off of work. That's all I did was play Baldur's Gate. Yeah. It's incredible.
And listen, as I say that, Pad Stack 7 again writes in the chat, been avoiding BG3 because I'm turned off by the combat. It looks like it's information overload, but you guys are really making me want to give it a try. And that's the thing, like Baldur's Gate, what I really love about it's like, we're not for everyone. Again, we're in D&D, right? And so what I say to folks out there is like, the way I got into it, it takes some hours, which again, wouldn't be for me. Usually it's like you got 30, 45 minutes tops engross me. And it was the narrative that pushed me in the beginning. And then just learning how to cheese it actually helped me. So for example, like when we talk about the combat in this game, I was having trouble with the one of the first mobs, and I discovered because I went on a YouTube video. They're like, you could barricade the door so they can't come through, and I'm like, oh, oh, okay, um, yeah, let me do that. And I barricaded the door, and I'm like, oh wow, I've never had to think about something combat so out of the box. Like there was another one where like they're just like, you could use your environment. So like there's a moment where you could push a boulder down a hill and kill a few guys. They're like, so just shoot the boulder, shoot the thing loose, and it's gonna knock the boulder, it's gonna kill everybody.
Hey,
And I'm like,
notice there's an enemy underneath the
oh,
chandelier? Shoot the chandelier down.
shoot the chandelier. And it's like, oh, and once you start thinking outside that box, so like another part of it was like I was dealing with this town full of archers and they're all dicks and I didn't have a lot of range at the time, and they're like, well, the archers are in houses. So what if we just close some of the doors? Like it was just down to just thinking outside the box, using tutorials because I'm not a D&D person
Yeah,
to help me.
Don't feel shame. Like this is now just becoming like give Baldur's Gate a chance.
Please,
Like,
it's so good.
do not be ashamed to like look up tutorials. Look up like what is the best build. I would say like when you are creating a character, which you totally don't have to do either. You can play as one of the origin characters, the Shadowheart,
Yes.
a Astarion, a Will, Karlach, whatever, and that is your character through the whole playthrough. You can totally do that, which is fine. I would say though, for those that are just like it's too much like spells and other kind of D&D intense things,
Yeah.
pick a class where it's melee.
Yep.
I feel like that's kind of like the great thing to go into, where all you have to do really is just whacking people.
Yeah.
Get a good sword
that
and
whack
just
and attack.
whack somebody. And then learn with your companions how to cast spells and what it's like to like worry about spell slots and all that stuff.
Yep.
Just, as your player character, just go whack some things, like have a great time.
It's
You're
all
not gonna
about
hit
trial
every
and error.
time. You're not, but like I kind of enjoy the miss every once in a while. Like the suspense is like really, really fun.
Yep. And so to me, and at the same exact time, I feel like Larian does a really great job of even onboarding you still. So like they'll even tell you like, hey, fighter is probably for the more newer class. And then I was like, okay, I'm new at this, I'm going to choose fighter. And I love that class. And I don't feel like a noob. I actually feel super empowered. So like, I feel like they do a really good job onboarding you with some of the information while also at the same exact time letting you just explore and try some things out. They won't tell you overtly, hey, shoot the chandelier down. But you know what? Maybe you go and go, why can't I attack the chandelier? And then you shoot it and go, oh, it does that. Right? Like it's ingenious.
It's like
This game is too much. I love it so much.
I think another great point about this game is a lot of games I think Zelda is very close with like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, of where like just go whatever your imagination is thinking right now, try it.
Yeah.
Just try it and see what happens. Like it is the best video game I think you can actually do, where you're not beholden to certain strict rules.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you want to use the environment to kill somebody? Cool. Awesome. Do you want to like actually play it like an actual fight? Totally fair. Do you just not want to even go there? Don't worry about it. Just go ahead. It's not integral. So you hate that character, that NPC? Go ahead and kill them if you want. I don't care. Yep. Like it's your story. Do whatever you want.
Yeah. It's something else. And again, I'm not great at these games, and I want to shout this game out because as much as you're right, Kyle, this game should not be for me on paper. It should be Spider-Man because it's action-packed. It should be Lies of P because I love a Soulsborne, but it's also part of the Soulsborne element of like prepare to try. Just try it out. try something new when you're thinking about like combat, right? Or like when you're thinking about a dialogue option.
Hmm.
Or like in a conversation, you could literally convince people to kill themselves. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, you could be the
Oh,
anti-suicide hotline.
one of
Like,
my
it's
favorite. I would here again. It's hard to spoil this game. There is
yeah.
an enemy in Act 2 that is purely made of gold. And
I love this one. Yes.
it is a super hard fight with like they have like 600 something HP, and they're
Yep.
incredibly hard to fight at that current level that you are at in the game.
Yeah.
If you're good enough, and believe me, I definitely did save scum it because I thought it was awesome, and that's kind of how I wanted the story to go.
Yeah.
You can totally talk them into thinking that they are done being the hoarder of all the gold, and then they just explode.
Yep.
And you talk yourself out of a really hard boss fight and get all the same XP that you would for actually fighting it.
It's like Mass Effect. You
Yeah.
can literally like main bad guy. Well, maybe you tell him walk off a cliff, and maybe they'll do it.
Same area. The bartender dude, where he just is wanting stories, and he is so drunk. He's drank so much alcohol that he's literally bursting at the seams because he's like a dead, someone that was brought back by a necromancer.
Yes.
And if you keep telling him stories and occupy him long enough, he will literally drink himself to burst open. But you can also just go straight to attack him and be ready for a really hard boss fight. Like, again, like there's no strict rules. Like I love it so much.
It really is make your own adventure. We have a guiding path for you, right? And you will follow that path.
Yeah.
But it's your outcomes that help make that path the way you want to go about it.
Last example that I want to use,
so good.
And what I meant by I would have gladly added this to boss fight as something that I learned afterwards because it's my favorite fight in the game. Is the Raphael fight in Hell, of where it's a hard fight. He's got like 500. No, he's got 666 HP because it makes sense because he's like a literal devil.
Yeah.
And the fight's incredibly hard, and there are certain parts of the environment that you should probably take out to make it easier. But the best part about that boss is when it starts, it becomes like a Broadway play where he's singing, and that's Raphael singing like you're gonna die, and like he's being all theatrical.
I'm doing the plot right now. I'm getting to him right now. Yeah.
If you cast silence on him, he stops singing in the song. That's the level of detail that Larian put into this game. That is why it's so hard for me to overlook, like giving this game its flowers.
Everything you just said,
it's optional.
Again, it's optional. It's not even the main story, you guys.
No. You don't have to do that at all. It gives you like 3 or 4 different options to satisfy the same mission, and you do what you want to do with it, which I love the freedom.
Yeah, it really does. It's man, this game is something special, and like coming out of Elden Ring, which is the greatest game ever made. It's like, and this game's gonna sit pretty damn close. I think when you said top 5, I was like, oh, are we sure? I think at the end of this night, I'm pretty sure it's sitting somewhere in that S tier game.
Like when I get my physical copy, am I gonna re-download it and start immediately after I said I would take more time? I don't know. Maybe. Like,
maybe. I don't know.
It's still in the back of my mind. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah, and it goes to show too. 3 of the top games this year, 3 of the or 2 out of 3 of the games that won the most, right?
Yeah.
This year. Which, do you have a tally of it?
I meant to tally it up, but I just got
As you
up
say,
into talking about Baldur's.
As Kyle tallies it up, two of the games that won the most tonight are independent studios. And I want that to be put into perspective going forward as we talk about, when we were talking about indie games, like it needs to start changing. What is an indie game? What isn't an indie game? And have rational conversations about it, not yell at folks about it. But there are studios out there that are putting out large and in charge games like Baldur's Gate 3 that's solely independent. You're having developers like Alan Wake 2's devs, Remedy, going out there and partnering with publishers to make the games that they want to make. And I think that's what we're going to see, the power of these studios hopefully going into the future. I know we're talking a lot about like how 2023 is the best year in games, but the worst year in for developers. And I want to put that also into perspective of, though we've had so much fun making these games, that I hope we realize that the people that are making them are, not to say in peril at this very point in time, but are facing a turning point of what this industry is going to look like and how it's going to treat those people. And I am I'm cautiously optimistic as we get into the later years of the 2020s to see more large independent, not just developers, but medium-sized publishers, so that they could empower more developers, more teams to create more games, to create teams that respect its employees, respects the people that are making these games. So I don't want that to be lost at all during this conversation as we celebrate the games and the people that make them, the people that are also affected as well. So,
Absolutely. Well
yeah.
said. For our audience and everyone listening to this, I implore you in 2024, shout out the devs
Yeah.
in whatever way you want. Show them that you love them, that you appreciate what they do for us. Playing a game, it's a hobby for a lot of us, and they sacrifice a lot. And the industry very recently often does not love them back. So we should show them that love and just tell them just how much we appreciate them, because they definitely need and deserve to hear it.
Yeah.
We don't do that enough, I feel like.
Yeah. I implore everybody and anybody listening, whether you're a new time listener, whether you're long time, my spiel, but I want to repeat it here. If you beat a game, share those credits out. As you're rolling the credits, just hit share and then at that team and just say thank you. If you saw if you love the animation of Spider-Man, you see the team on there, shout them out, shout those individuals out, shout out some kindness, because we forget that there are people behind the screens, there are people behind the keyboards making the games that we love. And, they rarely get the recognition that they deserve. We shouldn't just know who Cory Barlog is, or Neil Druckmann, or Shuhei Yoshida, or, Kojima, right? Like, we should be knowing more of these folks, and we should be championing them and celebrating them, because they are the ones that are making the games that we love each and every year.
And just to add to that, before I get into the overall totals, there's some that won one award here and there.
Yeah.
It's okay if your game didn't win a certain category. Love what you love. Shout it from the rooftops. Your experience is your experience and yours alone. Don't let anyone else ruin it for you. This is all just fun. It's just fun to celebrate things. So if your game didn't win Game of the Year here at the Platties, it's okay. It's okay. Just throwing that out there. Surprising numbers here, Joe.
Okay. Could we do top 4
of the year?
Who carried the most awards? Top 3 or 4?
Oh, so that's the thing. There's 3, and then there's a bunch that have 1 each.
Yeah, let's do then the top 3.
Coming in the 3rd most awards, which is surprising after how much we love the game, Alan Wake 2, 3 awards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They took best audio, best soundtrack, and best horror game.
Ooh, spooky, scary.
Coming in 2nd is our game of the year, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, really?
With 6 awards.
Okay.
Best indie, best storytelling, best squad up game, best female performance with Amelia, best RPG, game of the year.
Nice.
And then an overwhelming winner with 9 award wins, Spider-Man 2. They took a lot of awards.
Real talk, there were some gimmies like best dual sense and stuff.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, but those are the overwhelming majority. Sea of Stars won one, Lies of P won, Visual Design.
There you go.
Phantom Liberty won. Power Wash Simulator won. Hell
yeah!
yeah!
Real game of the year. Are you kidding me? Let's go wash a house.
Yeah.
Kyle, I want to say we are celebrating on this day of recording our 6th anniversary of the trophy room.
Boy.
We've been doing this for 6 years, Kyle. Our kid's in first grade. That's right. Melanie, our child, is in first grade. You believe that?
I've put up with you for 6 years.
You have put. I was about to say the same joke. You have put up with me for 6 years.
Not to get all teary eyed on the platties here. Yeah. It's gonna happen anyway. I love you, buddy.
I got teary eyed. I love you too, bud.
To think of everything that I've done in the 6 years could have never happened if you didn't pick me as your co-host.
I mean,
and it all starts here. And man, I'm just so grateful for you and for everybody.
Hey,
reset the cry counter, everybody.
Hey, Kyle, that's why I say my presence is the gift. Okay.
I still want something material to hold, but anyways.
I was looking for it, then that's why I'm singing you. No, honestly, likewise, man. This show wouldn't be. You're the soul of the show. You really are. And I wouldn't be here without you. None of this happens without you. And none of this happens without y'all, the audience. Thank you all so much for tuning in, checking us out. Again, now I'll get teary-eyed. I often, forget anybody listens to this, let alone a couple thousand. It's nuts. And this year has been really tough. This year I wanted the show to be bigger, better, more bombastic, more guests and all that. Life happened, losing Marty really, really hurt me. And y'all came in and helped me when I needed it the most. And that's why I'll always say it. This community is the best on the internet. It's crazy to see how many kind folks are just a part of this that want to help each other, hang out with each other. It's amazing. And I want to give a shout out to Michael and Marcus for, doing things like By the Players, where a community run show once a month where we get to sit down with y'all and just talk about a game that, we like. Next month is Final Fantasy VII Remake, just so y'all know. So, maybe if you want to talk about Final Fantasy VII, you let Marcus or Drellish know. Gosh dang
I'm doing the extra homework right now with Crisis Core, so.
You want to know my angle? I'm playing the original as we speak.
Hell yeah.
That's my angle. So, we're to see how much fun we're having with the community. I want to make sure in 2024 that we're doing more for the community, that hopefully we could do like more hangouts and stuff like that. Because, usually I get really awesome messages like, y'all got me through a really tough time. Y'all got me through a really dark time in my life, or this, that, or something traumatic happened. You all were there for us. Y'all were there for me this year. Damn, I'm gonna cry. So thank you all so much for just being there, for just listening. And now that you know what, I'll do the pitch so I won't cry. So if you like this show, you like what we do, please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. It really does help us out. It really gets this show going. If you want to rate us 5 stars on Spotify as well, it really does help us out. It gets our names out there. It's the reason why we chart on iTunes, is because people rate the show. So rating us 5 stars, sending your love, your kind of support, that's amazing. If you want to be even more generous, patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. Even if it's just $1 to $10 to $100, who knows? Whatever your you know what you're willing to give. Amazing. Thank you all so very, very darn much. If you go, well, Joe, how can I help you? You know, money's tight. I get it. It's 2024. Bread costs $1 million. Like, share, subscribe to us on YouTube. Again, rating us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, that 5 stars helps. Just by you downloading the show each and every week helps. Spotlighting our posts on social media helps. So that's, you know, how you can help us grow in 2024. And again, thank you all so much. Everybody in the live chat, everybody listening in their car, in their cubicle. This doesn't happen without you. And yeah, thank you all so much. Kyle, is there anything you'd like to spotlight before we get the heck on out of here?
I can't not have the Platties end without me saying banger. So there you go. What a banger of a show.
We almost went 3 hours.
We almost went
you
3
son of a
hours,
bitch.
and I had to make sure I threw that in there. You can follow me everywhere at Mr. K-Step. And go follow 61 Indie for the same reasons that Joe said about here. We're putting on 2 indie game showcases this year, as well as some other cool things that we can't talk about just yet, but they are pretty major.
I'll say it. I'll break the NDA so you don't have to.
Don't.
Hollow Knight Silk Song at one of the showcases. That's where your expectations should be. You know?
Okay, so really quickly, I joked about this with Mike earlier. How I kind of want to create a narrative that we turned down Silk Song just to say we did it.
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, we're highlighting amazing indie games in 2 showcases in the year that we are now in 2024. So go follow everything at 61 Indie and some potential like really awesome major news as well. And we podcast about indie games every week, so go give that a check out too. Check a look. And I'll get teary-eyed saying the same thing about the community. I love y'all so very much. Yeah. You mean the world to me. What you've done for not only myself and Joe, but to other people in the community makes me so proud of what we have, what we've done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What we've built.
Yeah.
You know? That's amazing. Last but not leastly, before we get on out of here, of course, you can follow me at Mr. Badbit. You can follow the show over at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. We'll have some more news about some updated social media sites that you can follow us on soon. But nonetheless, if you want to help us out one more time, I almost forgot this. I have a little survey. It's only 5 questions. And it's about what type of content you want to see on the podcast. What type of like duration you'd like the show to run. Of course, special shows like this, we don't have time limits because god dang game of the year. Come on, let's have fun. Take our tops off, you know? But like for the, you know, for the average shows. So like I'm really looking about like, hey, what type of guests do you want? You know, do you want developers, more voice actors, more creators? Yes, I'll make them more PlayStation centric, so you guys stop yelling at me. You know, all that type of stuff. So
do you get yelled at for that?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But listen, that's why there's no short form answers here. It's only multiple choice. So it literally takes less than 30 seconds. And it really helps us, you know, direct us on where to go. So thank you all so much for making this one of my favorite episodes. This has been fantastic. Thank you all so much. With
Great
all that
first
said,
Platties.
And more to come.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, more to come. With all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you, keep hunting, and keep playing PlayStation.
Bye. I love you. Who